Now, great participation. So not too far to go for this warm-up session. We've got a 10-year lead posting 44.556 on his last lap. Morgan Logan Nathan with the 45.2, and Yohung Young also on the 45.2, just 1/100th of a second difference right there. Randon fourth quickest currently, with best time at a 45.287. Benjamin Chen a 45.6, and Roy Koo a 47.9. So pretty close right now, and you can tell these guys are just getting their temperatures up and not doing anything too silly. Definitely these lap times are going to be dropping a little bit later during the race.
During the race, yeah.
So we were actually having a little bit of a talk to Morgan yesterday, and he's just got a brand new chassis, and I think he hasn't got a new one for a while. He's really happy how sharp the response is, and how he's just able to control that go-kart and brake a little bit deeper to keep that apex speed up.
Yeah, he was especially mentioning his brakes, how fast he can go and how late he can brake and still make the corner. It's just he's very happy this weekend. And we are looking forward for some amazing race action from this guy.
Yeah, it's really great to see with Morgan. He's tried really hard over the course of the time that we've known our good mate, the Fireball. Though, the machinery's been keeping him back a little bit, and right now he's got the machinery required, and it's really going to be helping him start to develop a little bit more of the driving and keep on going with that. So great work there from Morgan Logan Nathan, and we wish him all the best here this weekend.
Just a few more seconds to go for this senior warm-up session this early Sunday race day.
I am wondering with Rando actually whether what's going on there, whether he's testing a different setup right now before the race, and it's a little bit off the pace at the moment. No, I wonder what it could be. So the checkered flag is out, and that would be the end of the session. So for the guys on this lap, this will be their last flying recorded lap as they go through the start-finish line. Tediously going through right now. All right, and the green flags are out, and the green flags are out for the first of the 2 warm-up sessions for this master category, and what a massive field it is. We saw some really great racing in the wet and in the dry with these guys yesterday.
6 cars, yeah, that's quite big for this 1 kilometer long track, but the more the merrier, and the more fun, definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys all got pretty clean through the race yesterday, and definitely this master category has been one of the most exciting categories to watch this year in the SKC. Oh, and there's a spinner right now. That looks like car 388 from Peter Chua. He's just coming out of the exit of turn 7, but everybody's through clean, and no problems there. You've got to be careful on these cold tires in the go-kart. It feels like ice when you first get out on them, and you've got to be pretty careful there. So,
also here at this end of the track, light rain, some drops. Maybe that was the reason for this little spin just now. It just went out, so his tires were just not warm enough.
Well, you know, the weather plays an absolutely massive part in motorsport, and definitely we saw the way that the 2 female drivers in the master category yesterday really shut up the field. And, you know, these female drivers here have got a very nice finesse about them. Their throttle application and so on and so forth. Their braking. They went really well in the rain. And for today's race, we've actually got the 2 female drivers, Kerry Choi and Lemna, both starting on the same row of the grid. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens there.
Next 16 cars, right?
No, they break up the warm-ups.
They break up the warm-ups. All right.
So Ong Kieng Leong currently seems to have got his pace back in this session, currently posting a 50.3. It's come out flying right now. And right now there is very, very light rain coming down. We can see it here on this part of the circuit where the control is. We're not quite sure what the weather condition is like right down into turn 1 at the moment, but a sign of things to come. And I'm sure the race teams will be scrambling around trying to figure out what adjustments need to be made and tire pressure changes in order to suit the weather that could be coming. It's going to be pretty interesting to watch the season finale. People not quite sure what's going to happen.
If the rain stays like this, they don't need to put on the wet tires, but still very slippery here. Tarmac, paint, just that turn 7 and 8. You really need to be careful where you put your tires.
Yeah, I mean, well, that is everything. You really hit the nail on the head on that one, Ramon, because, you know, really what these guys are looking for is the sensitivity to the track condition at the moment. And as a little bit more water starts to fall, their brake distance is going to become longer. Their apex speeds are going to become slower. So, you know, they're going to have to go slower around those apexes to point the car in the right direction to put the power down. And if they don't do that, they're going to get caught out. We saw a little bit of understeer, especially on T7 here at the control room yesterday. And, you know, they really need to watch what's going on. So right now we've got a slow-moving kart on the kart track, and that is of Pong Chai from Clearwater Racing. Now, can he make it back? It's just got one straight to go to the pit lane, and they're going to be having to have a look at that kart as fast as possible to make sure that nothing happens there. So right now, after floor flying laps, we've got Eric Ho with the fastest time of 47.532. Just behind him is Kerry Choi, kart number 11 on a 47.806. Great warm-up laps here from Kerry, and you can see her really coming strength to strength. Ryan Chua in third, her Veritas Racing compatriot. Ong Seng Leong in fourth, and Sheridan Thomas in the top 5 right now. It's going to be pretty interesting, Romain. This is the only session that is feeling the track and how slippery it's getting. You can see some of these guys actually starting to slip and slide a little bit more already as they come out of the corner. We saw Kerry Choi just coming out of turn 7 there, and Eric Ho just behind her, and they both hit the throttle a little bit earlier, had to get right off it. So definitely these track conditions are starting to change. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how wet it actually gets.
What do you say?
I'll leave. So not long to go now, just 1 minute left. The rain hasn't really increased in its intensity, but you know, water's water, and a little bit plus a little bit more makes a little puddle. We can start to see a little bit of a sheen on the track right now, but this temperature could actually take care of some of the rain on the track at the moment. It was a little bit warmer not too long ago. Whoa. Right now, card 72 of Ong Seng Leong just took a little bit of sideways action. But interesting to note that Eugene Loh and Kerry Choi just put the fastest laps of their session on that last lap. So you've got to wonder how much of a difference this rain is really making. And then maybe these guys have just adjusted their driving styles to still get the pace, because that's not a slow lap. Oh, Sheridan Thomas on that last lap. A 47 flat, the fastest lap of this race so far, this session so far. So pretty interesting to see what goes on.
Yeah.
I need to walk over and get some information to talk about. Just the veterans next. Just read this out.
Yeah.
should look for Sheridan's wife. I'm supposed to announce something.
Green flags now for the veterans for their warm-up session this Sunday afternoon. The rain stopped a little bit as we've got those 10 cards going on the track for their warm-up session. It's Daniel Ray, Kenneth John Smith, Lee Long, Stephen Chen, Leo Ko, Jamie Teo, Duncan Nursey, Lena, anybody. Everybody's already pushing hard to get those tires up to speed to warm them up. Some nice times here with a 45.65 by Stephen Chen and 45.53 by Lim Kyung Wee. Stopped raining. The track is getting drier, and so you can also see on the timing here with a 44.022 by Kenneth John. Jamie too is really doing a nice job here, constantly driving below 44 seconds per round. This is really nice to see here on the screen as we continue this warm-up session.
Hello, Ramon. How is everything going here, my man?
Looking good, looking good.
Yeah, dude, I just went across the track to go and have a chat with some people, but we're back now, and Jamie Chiu is definitely leading this charge here. It's a little bit more of the same compared to yesterday. Right now, we actually have a little bit of a message for you guys. We have something that has been brought out to our attention called the Angel Man syndrome, and an Airbus colleague here in Singapore of Sheridan Thomas, our Kart 31 Master Category driver, has recently received confirmation that his 2-year-old son has been diagnosed with a rare disorder, Angel Man syndrome. So we're actually going to have a little donation tin here today, and for those of you who don't know, Angel Man syndrome is a neurogenetic disorder that occurs in about 1 in 15,000 births. So it's very, very rare, and its characteristics of a disorder include developmental delay and a lack of speech. Not the greatest things that a young boy could have. So there's going to be a donation tin out for that, and we're going to talk a little bit later on from there. For those of you that do know Sheridan Thomas and his wife, you can just approach them in the pit lane, and they actually have that donation box with them now. So, a spare a thought for the Angel Man syndrome, and we'll have more information coming to you a little bit later on. So back to the racing. We've only got 5 seconds to go of this session, and Kenneth Smith, the fastest man on the track, and well on his way to scooping this title up with Jamie Chiu just behind him. So Ramon, the live feed is on, and we're on youtube.com/SKC Singapore, and it's live to the world.
Everybody can see it. Please tell your friends. Just send them a message, and they can see what's happening here live on YouTube. Up next are the Yamahas from Japan with their one-make series here in Singapore. We saw some amazing racing yesterday in the heat, and I'm looking forward seeing those guys today on the track again.
Yeah, no, it's while we wait for the marshals to clean up the track a little bit and take a few of the puddles out so that we can race well in the slicks. It's really quite an exciting thing to have this Yamaha Foundation here in Singapore. They actually this is a massive, massive foundation for motorsport karting in Japan, and they run 5 different classes. They run these engines with 9 horsepower, 12 horsepower, and 14 horsepower configurations. And you know, it's a great 3-tier step to get kids into racing. These engines last 20 hours before the rebuild, and the parts are about 1/3 of the cost of a KF2 class. So you know, great way to get into karting for the foreseeable future here in Singapore. And we also have Sasaki-san here with us with Miyako from the company that does put all this together. And they've had Formula One drivers go through this mode of development, motorsport education, with guys like Takagi, Kobayashi, and Nakajima. So guys that we have seen in recent history, and you know, guys that a lot of these kids have been watching race Formula One for the last few seasons, Ramon.
Yeah, that's how we want to get everybody to participate in motorsports with, of course, the look towards having a career in motorsports and maybe even participating in the F1.
I mean, a career is the absolutely right word that you use there, Ramon. It's not just a hobby anymore, is it, in Asia? It's grown from strength to strength.
Definitely. Some guys want to have it as a hobby, but it has more to it than just racing as a hobby, definitely.
Well, I guess that's a great thing here. There are so many different engines on offer. Obviously, you have this Yamaha Foundation that have 3 different levels. We have the KF2 carts, a couple of guys running the Rotax. So you know, there is something for everybody at a different price. And KF2 is not the only way to go. It's a little bit hard when you start at the top one, isn't it, Ramon?
Definitely. If you have the right material, yes, then you can compete. But it's not always the material, Yui.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a funny thing, motorsport. You see, we were just having a chat a little bit earlier in the day with somebody, and you know, you have guys, you have parents that bring kids to a tennis court. You have parents that bring kids to a golf course, and you know, some of these parents know that their kid may not become a Tiger Woods or a Michael Schumacher, but they play anyway. And then we have a motorsport business. It's a bit slightly different. We see some parents sometimes looking for race wins after 2 weeks, but you know, this takes time to mature different levels of horsepower engines. So it's really nice to see that that we're borrowing a little bit of the intelligence here this weekend from the Japanese guys. So yeah, this category for the Yamaha crew, Melvin Moe, pretty quick yesterday.
He was fast. He was really fast. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Also, Armin was doing a great job yesterday. He actually won the heat, right?
Well, it kind of worked in his favor. Melvin Moe was on fire. I mean, this guy was
Racing today with card number 7, Manon Mestre, and she did a really good job. Beautiful.
Yeah, we've seen Manon Maestro racing in the SKC the last few seasons, and you know, has had some fantastic races and also a little bit of difficulties. But in this Yamaha, it seems as if she does have good competitive pace, as we see her just going through now. This is kart 1, Hiroyuki Saka, that we're looking right now, completing turn 1, going to the chicane at turn 2 there. So there's 5 minutes left of this practice session as the start is signaling on the marshals on these radios. Melvin Mo now, quickest time of a 49.3, and Armin Norzilan just 400ths of a second off that pace now, so it's even Steven up the top of this category.
Please don't.
on Facebook that I saw last night, and he's a character. And we have hope all the best from Javier. You can see Javier out on the screens right now in that black Auto Ink race suit, and he's dancing. I think Javier's dancing right now, so definitely he's just playing around, trying to be a little bit casual, and that seems like his way of race preparation. The guy just buggers around in the pit lane, puts the helmet on, and then goes nuts.
However, as soon as he puts the helmet on, he's a different person and just eager, massively eager to win every single race he's participating.
Yeah, right now you're also seeing the Austin twins going out with their team Element Motorsports. You can see all these guys lining up right here, and I think somebody from Clearwater Racing with a bunch of sandwiches.
Oh, I'd love to have a bunch of sandwiches now. I wouldn't mind.
So did you have your lunch?
Gentlemen, I didn't have lunch, no.
No.
But ladies and gentlemen, if you're hungry, just behind the grandstand, you can buy some amazing burgers. And if somebody wouldn't mind, just coming over to Race Control, bringing me one. I wouldn't mind you. What about you? You had lunch yet?
Yeah, actually, I did have lunch, unfortunately. Sorry to tell a hungry that, but it's the burgers are absolutely fantastic. Please have a look at the Pro Shop as well. That it's at the end of the pit lane. If you guys need any racing gear, sometimes we lose boots and balas and stuff. So that's the purpose of that shop, to make sure that everybody's geared up. And safety is the most important thing in motorsport. Now do you miss me still?
Just 3 more minutes to go for the Cadets final.
Yeah, this is what we've all been waiting for. This is the season finale of the SKC 2012 season. And, this evening there's going to be presentations for podium winners and championship winners and stuff like that. And there's also going to be a SMSA dinner a little bit later on this month, in a couple of weeks' time, where we're going to give out the ART scholarships. Remember, Ramon, we've got ART scholarships. These guys, the winners of the senior division and the master division, are going to be going up with our good friend and a little bit of a racing superstar up there, Rodolfo Avila.
They will go to Zhuhai, Shanghai, on the first racetrack ever built in China for their scholarship. And we hope we're going to see some improvements of those guys after this training in Zhuhai, China.
Yeah, I mean, you know Rodolfo well, and Philip Descombes, and the boys at ART, have a very, very good idea about what they're doing. They've also had a number of Formula One pilots that have gone through that training school in Zhuhai. And what a fantastic training circuit too high is. You know, a lot of hard stops, a lot of second gear corners, and you know, this is really what people need to learn their racing. Some good braking points, isn't that right, Ramon?
These guys are very, very professional in what they're doing. And as you just said, the racetrack is just perfect. Perfect. And I've been on the racetrack myself in a cup car, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I love the way it breaks. And at Zhuhai, we've got those two long sweeping corners where you have to put your foot flat on the floor and just, you know, just hope for a little bit of luck. There's some fantastic corners on that circuit. So right now, the TV screens are having a look down at the go-karts being put on the ground, and we see the father of Randall Mike on the barriers right there, looking pretty cool, and having a look onto the rest of the racetrack. So, you know, a lot of parents that are enjoying themselves as these kids perform well here at the SKC season finale.
Obviously, they need parents who support them for this very intense sport. And it's just very nice to see how everybody's putting their hands together and pulling amazing efforts to make everything happening here.
Yeah, I think you just brought up a pretty good point, Ramon. I mean, this is a highly intensified sport, and things do happen. So you really do have to give credit to especially the younger drivers that are still developing as individuals and personalities, and to be able to pilot some of these go-karts. You know, for the junior category, we're talking 2.5 Gs in some of the corners. So there's a lot of G-force to deal with, and this is, you know, like a good 60% of the G-force of a fighter plane. So, you know, there's some serious Gs going on. And right now, we have the cadet category coming out onto the circuit.
Yeah.
You can see pictures now. Javier Chung just coming out of the pit lane, and Russell Arvin just behind him. And right now, you see all the pit crews coming out to the starting grid. So, you know, the pit crews will come out to the starting grid and have a look at what's going on.
These guys have just a few corners to warm up their tires before they start the race. So
I'm going to go down and interview the drivers before the race. And then so when I start talking.
the grid to have some interviews.
And also here with us, we have Kart 125, Russell Arvin. Russell, you're on the second row of the grid. How does it feel?
Good. Feels good. This time, and I just hope I gain more places.
All right, cool, man. And do you have any strategy? Have they worked on your go-kart at night, or are you just going to go hard?
I'm just gonna go hard.
So going hard is the word from Jaden Jinder from Autowing Racing Birrell. And there's not too long to go. We can see the guys in the starting box with the 1 minute board in his hand. So not long to go for the cadet category final race.
Thank you very much, Yui, for these interviews just now. And if you have a look in the sky, it looks pretty good for this race. It's lightening up a little bit, and it does definitely not look like rain in the next couple of minutes. And there he comes, Zui Tan, sprinting towards the race control tower, and the cadets are getting ready. Everybody is off the grid lately. And the race is going to start in 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Just 30 seconds to go until this first race this afternoon of the SKC season final 2012. Yui, what do you say?
I say it's pretty exciting stuff. I mean, you know, there's a lot to go into this race weekend. You get your warm-up sessions. You try and find your setup of the kart, the correct tire pressures, and the data throughout the changing weather conditions. This is where it all counts, and these are where the points are really important as we see this cadet category go out there. A little bit of warming up of the tires here, and Ramon, the reason why they do zigzag is to warm out the outer tire walls, because when they go around the corner, obviously the tire's going to be loaded up on the outer tire wall, no?
They definitely need to bring their tires up to heat to compete against each other, yes. And just a few more corners until the race is being started.
Yep, so right now the smallest man in the SKC, kart 575, he's got his hand in the air right now. That's Alexander Brown in the white Zanardi suit with the white helmet. Next to him is the first of the Austin twins in kart 698, William Austin, with the blue stripe on the top of his helmet there. In third, we've got Havia Chung, Autowing Racing Birrell, and he's running that black and white lined helmet there. So Havia Chung, definitely a man to watch. He's going to be trying to get to the front as he always does. Russell Arvin on the second row of the grid, wearing the black suit and the black helmet, and a really good job for him here. Ooh. As they come in through here now. And the green flag is out. It's go, go, go. And there's racing going on as they go into turn one. We got Havia Chung right on the inside. Alexander Brown. Ooh, Alexander Brown takes the lead. Oh, no. Right now, William Austin has made contact with the rear of Havia Chung. He's lost all momentum. And right now, there's a fight in the front between Havia Chung and Alexander Brown as they come into turn two. Oh, and it's still Alex's place. Great start to the race.
Great start of this race. Alex Brown leading in front of Javier Chung, and just after him.
Oh, and Havia Chung has just made a move on the inside of turn 7. Havia Chung has made a move on the inside of turn 7 and made it stick. Looks like Alexander left that door a little bit too wide open, and he took a dive straight away, and Havia is now leading this charge. In second place, Jaden Jinder. Jaden Jinder has moved up into second place in kart 180. He hasn't had quite the pace here this weekend, but in second place he is, and he's going to be really happy with that. As they come around negotiating turn one.
You cannot see it on the screens, but there has been a little incident in turn one, but it's all clear now, and we can see Javier Cheng on the screens just going down to turn 3. And
yeah, so that's 4, turn 5, turn 6, turn 7 here when some mistakes are made as he's coming hard on the power and then back on the brake going down that hill into turn 8, pitches that go-kart on the nose, gets back on the throttle and loads up that rear end. He's coming through the last chicane of turn 9 and turn 10 as he comes out for another lap to start his third flying lap. So great stuff there from Havia Chung, and he is a long, long way away from second place. Right now the gap 2 seconds to Jaden Jinder is 5.8 seconds only after 2 laps of racing.
And also you can see the times dropping down. He just made a 50.946. But this is, ladies and gentlemen, not going to be the fastest lap for this race, as there are still 14 more laps to go.
No. This is definitely not going to be the fastest lap. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds. We've got Jaden Jinder in second place at the moment, and he is 3.6 seconds ahead of third place Alexander Brown in the Zanardi kart. So we've got to start monitoring these gaps between these drivers and see whether Alexander Brown can try and make up this distance. Right now we have Jaden Jinder crossing the line in second place. As he goes through, let's have a look what that gap is. It was 3.6 in that last lap. It's now 2.2.
It's almost 2 seconds per lap what Javier is just taking and increasing this gap to Hayden Chinden.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Javier, being very, very dominant here throughout the SKC 2012 as he just comes out of turn 7 here. And this guy that we're watching on the screens right now is going to be the first guy in SKC history to win every single points collection session in the SKC in this season. So, he's 13 laps away from putting a record down that's going to be extremely hard to break as he comes back into turn 1. Beautiful pictures of Javier Chung.
Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot unfortunately see it on the screens, but Hayden Chinden and Alex Brown, it's going to build up to a battle for...
Continue, but don't talk about it anymore. Talk about the screen.
There you can see the fight for second place between Hayden Chinden and Alex Brown, just coming down to turn 7. And
yeah, the fight is continuing. We saw that gap 2 seconds on that last lap, and it's gone right down. So Jaden is going to be under a lot of pressure right now as they come onto this pit straight. Is Alexander Brown going to be close enough to get him? Right now he's pulling out onto the dirty line now, and it looks like he does have more pace down this straight. And Alexander Brown is already in front of him even before he gets to the braking zone. Great move there from Brown. All right, now you see the mechanics on the sidewall are trying to talk to their drivers, and Jaden is going to have to try and latch onto the back of Alexander Brown. He can't try a overtaking maneuver here, and we've been watching Jaden all year, and if he keeps on faking out of here and going back in, it's going to cost him the line on the exit of the corner, so he's going to have to stay disciplined to try and latch onto the back of that go-kart.
definitely, and as you can see here on turn 8, down into turn 9. Alex Brown has already a little gap to Hayden, and just after him is William Austin.
Yeah, William Austin just overtook Jaden Jinder coming out of the corner of T8 just a little bit earlier. Jaden looks like he's going to try and make a move again. He's on the inside. They're going wheel to wheel right now. Oh, and Jaden Jinder hasn't quite made it. He's lost a bit of momentum out there to Austin. So advantage to Austin in that move. So Jaden Jinder losing 2 positions over that last lap, and he's going to have to really get his head down to try and hunt these guys back. So right now, that's still William Austin there with Jaden Jinder just behind him. And this is Alexander Brown. He's currently in second place, and he is quite a way off the lead right now. Javier Chung crossed the line a little bit earlier on, and we're just going to see the gap as he goes through, and it's 12.2 seconds. That's 12.2 seconds between first and second place. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they can try and close this gap, but it's not going to be easy. Javier Chung on that last lap over half a second ahead of his closest rival.
And there are 9 more laps to go with Javier Chen in the lead, Alex Brown on second, William Austin on third, Jaden Hinden on fourth, Russell Arvin on fifth, and last but not least, Samuel Austin on P6.
Yeah, that's the way it's standing right now as we go back to Alexander Brown. And, this guy has just been a real inspiration here this year. He also had a little bit of a slow start to the season. But, this guy has really come from strength to strength along with William Austin. And Jaden Jinder's still currently doing good in the championship. But these guys are really getting a lot quicker as the season progresses.
Yeah, it's a pity that here on the 2nd of December, the season is already over, but it'll continue in 2013 for more racing action.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more going on next year. Where the SKC has tried and tested all sorts of different foundations, including the X30 engine and the Yamaha engine here this weekend. But enough about that as we're looking at Javier Chung coming into turn 1 in car 277 for Auto Inc. race in Birrell. And, Birrell have just had a wonderful season, collecting already 2 championships in their respective categories, and a third one possibly on the way a little bit later on. So Javier Chung now with the fastest lap of the race on that last lap, the 9th running lap with a 50.173. And right now, Alexander Brown is a whopping 13.68 seconds behind him in second place.
Just down to turn 8, into turn 9, 10, and 11 on the start and finish line is Xavier Chen in car 277. We will see as Alex Brown is crossing the line how big the gap is, and here he comes, and the gap for this last round is close to 14 seconds, 13.941 seconds gap.
Right now we're seeing the pictures there of Javier Chung as he's coming out of turn 8, and that was a pretty treacherous corner in the wet a little bit earlier yesterday as he comes back out on the pit straight to start his 10th lap of the race. And this guy is light years ahead right now. That was 13.2 seconds in that last lap, and he's coming around. This guy is driving perfectly, hasn't put a wheel wrong all of this race here so far. Not too far away. It's going to be pretty interesting. You see a couple of bumps as he hits coming into turn 2. Not easy to nurse that go-kart entry into turn 3. Pretty interesting corner. Kind of squeezes up on you a little bit as he comes back over the undulation. And they, with that undulation and these walls, mate, they really do have to anticipate where the apexes and where the exits are, because they can't see them like normal circuits.
No. They have to keep their head up high to see where they have to brake, and then just go for it.
Yeah. So on that last lap, there was a 14-second gap. Javier still leading this charge, and just amazing to see this little boy. And this guy just doesn't do go-karting, man. He's actually an expert guitarist, and the kid's like 11 years old, and he's got AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Metallica all in the bag already. And I've heard from several friends he was going to be doing all right when he's a little bit older and in high school, Ramon.
I absolutely can see that, and really nice kid to hang around. He's down to earth, very funny, and just an amazing driver.
Yeah, amazing driver is exactly what he's doing. We're not quite sure how funny he is with that helmet right now, but we know he's real quick as he comes to the end of his 12th lap, just started in lap 13. There's only 3 laps to go for Javier Chung. 4 laps to go, my bad. There's still 4 laps to go as he enters turn 2. And just as we see Javier coming through turn 2, this is actually the pit lane exit of the Formula One Grand Prix, and the exit that very famously Ferrari in 2008 left that fuel nozzle into the car and went dragging down the pit lane. So that's what you guys are actually seeing on the screens for those of you around the world that are watching. As those go-karts come through turn 2, that's actually the pit lane exit of the Singapore Formula One circuit. So great stuff there.
And as we can see, just crossing the line, Hayden Cheng with kart 277 down to turn 1, and he's just not stopping. No mistakes so far. Few more laps to go. Unfortunately, our timing system has
timing system's still good. Timing system's still good. We've got 2 laps remaining. And still in the lead. We've got Chung, Brown, Austin, Jaden Jin, Russell Arvin, and Samuel Austin. Currently the running order. And, with 2 laps to go. Oh, Xavier Chung has just put in the fastest lap of the race. So this guy is currently 16.6 seconds ahead of second place and still pulling an Ayrton Senna on us. And he's still pushing as hard as he can go. So Russell Arvin right here, and we're heading into the final lap. Oh, and that looks like one of the Austin guys. And his head is in his hands right now. He's not overly happy with what's going on. And Xavier Chung on that last lap put in another fastest lap, a 49.874. So this guy's fastest lap almost 1 second quicker than his nearest rival. Currently he's entering into T7. Coming out of there, going into T8. There's only a couple of corners left to go. Xavier Chung, can he have a perfect record here in the 2012 SK season? Coming through turn 9, turn 10, and the checkered flag is out. Xavier Chung taking the win for the final of SKC round 5. The crowd looking really happy. You can see in the crowd there have been guys that have they've made banners and stuff. You can see these guys dancing out there. They're really excited for Xavier Chung. In second place, Alexander Brown as he crosses the line for Veritas Racing. William Austin in third place. Just behind him, we've got Jaden Jinder, just 1 corner from the end of the race as well, as he passed that checkered flag. And a good solid drive for him, unfortunately, just off the pace. Russell Arvin not too far away now as well, as he's coming through the line. He's going to finish in 5th if everything goes right. And he sees a checkered flag, so a great finish for Russell Arvin. In 6th place right now, we see Samuel Austin. Unfortunately, his car just stopped on the exit of T8, so unfortunate DNF there for him. So just to recap, we have Xavier Chung in 1st place with Alexander Brown and William Austin making up the top 3. Jaden Jinder finishes there in 4th place for Auto Wing Racing Burrell. Russell Arvin in 5th, and the second of the Austin twins, unfortunately, is going to be taking a bit of a walk home. Unfortunate there for Austin, but what a great inspiration it's been this year to have the Austin twins, and they've done very, very well to come into a series full of regular drivers.
As you can see here, just on the screen, as the kart is being recovered off the track, so everything will be clear again for the juniors up next.
Yeah, just stand by. Right now, you look a bit lost for words, mate.
I just don't. All the other drivers are fast too.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. You never know. And Yui, you want to go down to talk to the guys just before they start the race? And off he goes, sprinting towards the grid to chat up with some of those guys. As you can see, handshakes over there. All these guys are friends between each other, however, rivals on the track. As you can see, all the cars are slowly approaching. 8 karts in this season final, and it is Armin Nosilla in kart 126. Kart 14 is Jonathan Williams. Kart 93 is Glenn Chiam and Lucas Mestre in kart 699. Ethan Goodman in kart 616. Kart 410 is Naistin Konpanta and Pavana Rashivan in kart 428. And at position number 8, there he goes, Yui is on the grid.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ramon. We're just on the grid right here. And the first man that I'm talking to is from kart 93, Glenn Chiam. Glenn, how's your weekend been for you so far, mate?
Well, I've been lucky. I went down for one session for Friday, and I managed to do some kart setup and engine setup there.
Yesterday, we saw you pull one of the best overtaking moves we've ever seen in the SKC, passing 3 go-karts into turn 1. Tell us about that.
Well, when we set off the race, I went really fast, and the rest of them in front was quite slow. So I just took the risk to overtook 3 of them.
Yeah, well, a great effort, man. You made it stick. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. The 1 minute board is out, so we're going to have a quick chat to Armin Nozilan. Armin, how you feeling? Tell us what the plan is.
Feeling great. Try to keep the lead as long as I can and hopefully win the race.
Yeah, you've been driving ridiculously well this weekend. I think people think you're going to crack it open. Good luck for you, mate.
Thank you, Yuri.
All right, so we've heard from the car drivers Glenn Chiam and Armin Nozilan. Here they're 30 seconds away from the start. And we know this is a very, very exciting category. So back to you, Ramon.
Thank you very much, Yui, for this insight shortly before the race. A few more seconds to go, and the juniors are starting their warm-up round for this race, second race this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is the second race now, and it's a very highly anticipated category. These guys are 12 to 16 years old, so, you know, the chemicals in the body are pushing pretty hard. So, you know, these guys, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think one guy that we need to have a quick talk about before this race starts is Jonathan Williams, running that Union Jack on his helmet. And this guy's come from almost nothing and just rocked up and decided to put his kart on the front row of the grid. And, it's just amazing to see these guys just coming online. And it's really nice to see when drivers make the click and go that little bit faster.
And here, as you can see, Ethan Goodman with some issues with his kart, and the start of the race is going to be delayed just a few more seconds.
Right now we see Armin Nozilan going through T1 with Glenn Chiam with the fluoro green helper just behind him. Jonathan Williams is in the Zanardi car, all white suited. Just to have a look so we can identify these drivers throughout the race. That's Armin Nozilan in kart 126. He's been leading the charge in the junior category all weekend. And he's also tied up the championship 1 round from the end in that last round. So, there's still a lot of points up for grabs from these guys. And Jonathan Williams in that Zanardi kart in that white suit. Glenn Chiam in the fluoro green helmet. I mean, these guys are going to be trying hard to challenge Armin. They've had moments where they have been able to stick with him, and it's all about stitching it together, isn't it, Ramon?
It is, and as you can see, all 7 cards now are together for
All right, these guys are lining up now. They're going super slow. They're in formation right now. Great to see. These guys have gotten a lot better with these formation starts throughout the season. As they're coming through now, it's dead slow. The throttle is coming on, and the green flag is out, and it's go, 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 go. We've seen Jonathan Williams. He's had a great start. Is he going to be able to hold the lead into the third? Oh, New Zealand goes a little bit sideways. Can he hold on to it? Oh, it looks like there's been an incident there. No, everyone goes through clean, so New Zealand still in the lead as they go through turn 2. Fantastic stuff there. Took a bit of a risk, and he's already gained a massive advantage. Jonathan Williams has dropped down into 3rd place, but he's still fighting hard for that 2nd. It's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Oh, Jonathan Williams driving hard on the inside of turn 7. Is coming through into turn 8. Takes 2nd place back. So New Zealand on the lead as he goes through to finish the first lap of the race. He puts his head down to minimize that aerodynamic drag. He will do anything for the maximum amount of time. Jonathan Williams just there, just behind him with Lucas Maestra in 3rd place. Wow, Lucas has really jumped a couple of positions in the start of that race. Good on him, mate.
very good racing there. And as you can see here in turn 2, all the cards still very close together after P2. And here Armin Nosilla into turn 7, fighting hard to increase the gap.
Oh, unfortunate there. It looks like Pavan Ravashankar went wide onto T7. And Glenn Shum has made up a spot as we go back to Jonathan Williams right there with Lucas Maestra and Glenn Shum making up the top 4. So Williams, he looks like he's a man on a mission. I can see the little horns coming out of that helmet right now. He's going real quick. Really great to see that this guy has just lifted his game right now, putting his helmet down now, trying to get some aero drag. We've got 3 carts going in to turn 2 right now, and they just keep on swapping positions. Great racing down here. Williams. Maestra. Glenn. So Pavan Ravashankar now has moved up to what looks like is 3rd place. That's Pavan there in cart 428, just behind Jonathan Williams.
And yet another fastest lap by Armin Nosilla with a 33.611.
And that's a 43.6. That looks like the numbers played a little bit of a hit on you. That's a 43.6, ladies and gentlemen. And no worries there, because if that was 33 seconds, he'd be going really fast.
He'd be going incredibly fast. Maybe he's cutting some corners.
He'd be flying. He'd be
flying over this track, definitely. And as you can see here, very close together everything. And this is Jonathan Williams going down into start and finish line.
Yeah, so great pictures there. We've got Williams leading that 2nd pack with Armin, Pavan Ravashankar, Glenn Shum, Lucas Maestra, Konpatanataku, and Manon Maestra making up that top 7 right now. But, you know, Williams, what an inspiration to the rest of the grid. He just started at the start of the year. You know, things were a little bit difficult. He was struggling with the pace and the G-force and trying to find the maximum grip in that go-kart. But fantastic stuff there from Jonathan Williams. We see these go-karts coming around T7 right now, going to T8. Sharp coming back out in the throttle. T9, T10 through that last chicane and back out to start the 5th lap of the race.
And there, as you can see, is Glenn trying to overtake his...
That's Pavan Ravashankar just in front of Glenn. And not quite yet. It doesn't look like they're quite close enough. But, oh, Glenn Shum is close enough right now to Pavan Ravashankar, but I don't think he's going to quite make a move there. Not the best place to make an overtaking maneuver. So right now the battle here is between Ravishankar and Glenn. Looks like he tries to get on the inside into turn 7. It's not quite enough. Is he going to try into turn 8? No, he's not quite close enough. You can see those two battling bumper to bumper as they come through the last chicane of the circuit and they come back out. It's going to be really interesting to see what they can do. Glenn Chum, it looks like he's trying to line him up. Does he have enough? No, not quite yet, but he knows it's a long race. There's still 19 laps to go, and he's going to line himself up. He's a smart driver, Glenn.
He is, and there's so much more time for him to overtake Pravan Rashivan.
Ravishankar and Glenn now coming to turn 3. Oh, Glenn using a much different line from Ravishankar. It looks like Glenn did lose a little bit of distance there, so not the right line. Definitely going a little wide, a little bit self-induced understeer, a little bit too much pace into that apex. But that's what happens when you give it a try, isn't it, mate?
Just go for it and see if there is a gap. And as you said, it's not cheating if there's a gap.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be in it to win it, and you've got to take chances if you want to get these points. So right now, you see Pavan Ravishankar, he's in a big hurry, bumping up and down in that go-kart, trying to lose a little bit of weight out of that thing as it accelerates. But Glenn Chiam is still all over the rear of him, and you can see that quite a big battle is going to start brewing here for this third place. This is the third lap that these two have been locked bumper to bumper. Glenn Chum is looking awfully close. Pavan Ravishankar takes a defensive line into T8. Coming back out now, Pavan is still there. Looks like he got the better exit of the two drivers and coming back into the pit straight, and there's a gap. It won't be quite close enough for Glenn on this lap.
Yeah, Glenn lost there a little bit in the exit of T8, but he will be closing up, and both are trying really, really hard and fighting for this P3.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about points right now, and, the drivers are well aware that the championship title has been decided already, but, it's all about pride racing, You got to get the highest position that you could possibly get, and, this is what it's all about. We're here to push.
Never stop fighting, no matter which position it is.
There's a famous line from Murray Walker. They say, anything can happen in Grand Prix racing, and it usually does. We saw that yesterday with Randall and Thaddeus, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see as we watch Armin Norzeland. We haven't really seen much of him in this race. He's currently 9.66 seconds on that last lap ahead of Jonathan Williams, but right now we just have a look at how he goes with his go-kart, and he really balances the chassis out well, knows exactly where his brake points are as he comes through the circuit. So Armin Norzeland on that last lap had an advantage of 9.66 seconds. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what the gap is going to be here right now. And we see Jonathan Williams crossing the line. The gap is now 10.4 seconds, so cutting another 0.8 out of that lap.
And 15 more rounds to go, as we can see Armin Norzeland just on the way to turn 7. You can see him, really nice line here on the tarmac, a little bit on the paint into turn 8 as he exits, and just beautiful driving of Armin Norzeland this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, Armin Norzeland has been karting for a number of years. If I'm not mistaken, he's been driving for about 6 years, and ever since the inception of the Singapore Karting Championship, he has won every single junior title on offer since the start. So he's the only driver here this weekend that has won 3 SKC titles, and you can see why. And right now we're on the screens. We see Armin Norzeland with a fastest lap of a 43.0. So fantastic stuff there from him. And right now we're looking at the fight for 3rd and 4th place, and 4th and 5th, and 5th and 6th. Jonathan Williams going a little bit sideways there, but good control, and I managed to keep it on the black stuff, so no worries there. So right now we got Williams coming down into T8. And, Armin Norzeland last year, he drove for 3 different outfits in a season. And it was pretty amazing to see that things were pretty mixed up for the young lad. And he didn't have quite the right direction in his karting career. But He's back on track now, winning races.
Oh, and they're just in turn 1. Glenn Chiam out of his kart. He's trying to recover it by himself. Is he going to make it? Kart 93, Glenn Chiam. And is he able to continue racing? He is, but he obviously lost his 4th place there. Really sad to see that, but he's back on the track. And
yeah, well, you know, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this goes because right now we're having a look at the screens and we're only halfway race distance. So we've actually got 12 laps to go at the moment. We know that Glenn Chiam is really quick as we look at his fastest times here. He got a 43.9 a little bit earlier in the day. Manon Maestro about a second a lap. So it's really going to be pretty interesting to see what the gap is between Glenn and the rest of the field on that next lap as he crosses the line, and we'll be able to see it on the timing screens. So he's just about to cross the line right now. So let's have a look. So he's 16 seconds. He's got a 16-second gap to Manon. So, you know, I wonder. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, but I wonder whether he can try and catch her. Every point counts, doesn't it, Ramon?
It does. 11 more laps to go, so he has to push really, really hard to get some more points and trying. But still, then he has to overtake Manon Maestro, and this is not going to be easy.
Well, you know, the hard thing about following so closely in motorsport, they call it red mist, and this is when you're following the kart in front of you as hard as you can, and sometimes you just lose a bit of concentration because these guys are going so quick, and maybe that's what happened there. We saw a big battle between Glenn Chiam and Pavan Ravichanka. And right now, Glenn Chiam's got his hand in the air. He's got his hand in the air. And it looks like Glenn Chiam has pulled himself into pit lane. So maybe race over for him there, Ramon.
Yes, he went into the pit lanes. You cannot see it on the screens, but he's not on the track anymore.
So right now we're looking at kart 593 of Manon Maestro just a little bit earlier, and her teammate right here, Armin Norzilan, currently leading the charge by 12 seconds. And wow, this guy is pushing really hard. That last lap was just 1/10 off his best. This race so far, so showing no signs of weakening or slowing down. So, you know, that's what we love about him in New Zealand. This guy just can't stop pushing.
He's not pushing until the end of the race, but this is actually not. Is there going to be a Yamaha race later on as well?
Yeah.
However, with no championship participation or points.
I mean, the Yamaha race is a invitational category in the SKC where we do have drivers of international caliber that have come down, and really the purpose of this is to try and lift the Singaporean drivers to be good on an international scale. And we saw Armin Norzilan taking the heat yesterday and being fastest in the warm-up this morning. So he's going to be going for two wins if he can this weekend. But right now we're really counting our chickens before they're hatched, aren't we? Because we are nowhere near the end of this race right now.
Still 8 more laps to go, as we can see our juniors with Armin Norzilan just entering turn 8. Nice exit there. Down to the start and finish line.
Well, the next variable we're going to have right here, Ramon, is we've got Armin Norzilan that is starting to catch up with the back markers. So we've got his teammate, one of the only female in the junior category, Manon Maestro, that is maybe 2 seconds ahead of him going through the exit of turn 2 at the moment. So let's just hope that she's aware that that Armin is here and Armin can get past cleanly around Manon. So just coming up here, we can see Manon's go-kart just out of the picture as we look at Armin Norzilan here, and he's really approaching here. There's a blue flag out. The blue flag is just to signify that that there is a kart coming through 2 lap, and clean overtaking maneuver. No worries there.
No worries there. Beautiful done. And the 2 teammates are both still on the track with Armin Norzilan in the lead.
That's just one of the great things about this Auto Inc. Racing Birrell team. These guys have built a very strong squad, a very good camaraderie of drivers over the course of these season. And, you know, they do a lot of training together. They go overseas together. We've had a lot of these guys in at Sepang testing, you know, not just the Auto Inc. Racing team, but many of the other teams here. And Auto Inc. this year actually brought Amin Nozilan and Thaddeus Lee to ART, and they had a good shot in the single-seaters. So it looks like it's helped Amin quite a lot this season. And if you look at those close pictures, you can actually see Auto Inc. Racing on his visor reflecting on those screens. Pretty cool, huh?
It is pretty cool what Auto Inc. is doing at this season final 2012.
Yeah, you know what else is really cool? Amin Nozilan just got the fastest lap of the race on lap 20. So those tires aren't the newest things on Earth right now. And he's still pushing seriously, seriously hard. So that lap puts him a half a second quicker than anyone in this category here so far. So great stuff, and great to see that he's pushing still so hard. Inspirational stuff.
Inspirational indeed. This overlapping might have made him just more eager to increase the gap to P2.
So right now, Amin starts his 21st lap. And, you know, we've had a talk to the drivers in the pit lane, including Amin, over the course of this race weekend. And they've said that this is a lot of hard work. You know, 25 laps out here. There's a lot going on this infield. These guys got a lot of work to do in the arms.
A lot of steering, a lot of concentration. And all this is just possible because these guys are just so disciplined. And Armin is still at just 15 years old, so...
And Amin Nozilan, I know we've probably said it all before, and you've probably heard it all before. He's just broken another fastest lap, so it's on a 43.013. I wonder whether a little bit of temperature on the circuit has helped this a little bit. We can see the sun coming out, overlooking, you know, the fantastic-looking Suntec City, and Amin Nozilan's on his screens. That kart looks really, really planted right now. The setup looks perfect as he goes into the entry of turn 8 and
lifts up his left rear wheel a little bit. Just beautiful driving here, as you can see.
Yeah, the key of that is to balance that go-kart. We don't want to break it too hard to get that rear in the air. But, you know, just a little bit, it's fine. And, you know, it gives them a lot of good grip on the front to make that steering work when they pitch it on the front of that go-kart. So, in New Zealand, there's only 2 laps to go here. He's already won the title. He wants this thing in style. You can see that go-kart going a little bit sideways, but he wants this pretty badly. That last lap was only 100th off his best.
And the gap is 18 seconds. Maybe, Yui, what do you think? Maybe you should stop pushing too hard just to finish this race? It's always...
I don't know, you know. I mean, I guess the thing about race car drivers is that some of them like to push hard. Some of them take the professor's approach and does what they can. But, you know, Amin Nozilan, he's not one of those drivers. We've seen him progress over the last few seasons, and we've always joked, maybe a little bit like some of the drivers, is that things are not quite what they seem sometimes. But, you know, he's managed to get it going really well and keeping it stable. Right now, he's only a couple of corners away from the end of this race. He comes out at T8, coming through T9 and T10 for the last time here today in the KF2. And that's another race win for Amin Nozilan. He's put both hands in the air, almost losing control of that go-kart. But I'm sure he knows how to take it back. He must have been real happy to get that race win. He's been working hard all season. And, you know, just what a way to reward him with a championship lead. Right now, Jonathan Williams coming through in second place. He's going to be real happy with that. He puts his arm in the air too. And he's going to be on the podium for the first time in the SKC. So I'm sure he knows that. He's going to be looking forward to that right there. Pavan Ravishankar also finishes there in third place. He looks real happy. And it's great to see that some of these drivers on the podium are not always there. So just to recap, we've got Amin Nozilan taking the race win with Jonathan Williams in second place.
And it is Pavan Rashikara on P3, and on P4 it is Lucas Mestre.
Yeah, and just after him is Sensin Kompadataku, followed by Manon Maestro at the last of the finishers, one lap behind. DNFs from the junior category include Glenn Chiam and Ethan Goodman, so bad luck there for those boys. But, you know, a great race, and I'm in New Zealand putting in a little bit of a Schumacher performance during this heyday and dominating from start to finish there.
Is it still called a Schumacher performance? I thought there is a new expression, something with a German guy as well called Sebastian Vettel, who just won 3 championship titles in a row as the youngest driver in history. Don't know.
I don't know, maybe I'm just a little old and remembering the Schumacher era, but just for your benefit today, Ramon, I'm going to say the Vettel era, just to make you happy. By the way, where are you from?
I'm from a beautiful country called Germany.
There you go, man. So up next, we've got the senior division category, and this is going to be pretty crazy stuff. We've got 25 laps. We've got nothing in it. Nothing in it here, and Thaddeus Lee needs to win this thing. Random also needs to win this thing for the championship. We've seen these go-karts are dominating certain sessions and not going so good, so you know, it's anyone's game.
As you say, Yui, everybody can be a champion.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be in it to win it right now. We've got
Are on their way to their positions. And we've got Thaddeus Lee in card 708, Hong Yang Yo in card 825, Randall Ng in card 444, Morgan in his card 91, Ben Shen in card 228, and card 96 is Roy Zhou, as Yui Tan is just at the grid. Back to you,
thank you
Yui.
very much, Ramon. I'm on the grid right now, and a guy that's done very well in the junior category last year, and it's great to see him on the front row of the grid. We've got Yo Hong Yang. Hong Yang, how does it feel to be back where you belong, mate?
Feels all right. Feels good. But it's gonna be a very tough fight.
Yeah, you've got a very strong field here. Are you going for the race win, or you're not really gonna care about the championship fight and go and do your best? Yeah.
I'll be happy with a podium.
Roger that. Thank you very much for Hong Yang. And now with me, I've got Thaddeus Lee from Autowing Race in Birrell. And Thaddeus, you know what you got to do to try and take this title home here?
Yes, I have to try to score as much points as possible and hopefully win the race in order to win the championship. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got a very fast Randall behind you. What's the plan there?
I'll try to push as hard as I can throughout the whole race and hopefully win the race. Yeah.
All right, all the best. Thaddeus Lee on the second row of the grid, the other championship contender, Randall from BMS Racing. Randall, how you feeling, buddy?
Quite disappointed because it's just not my day.
But don't you think you've just got to try your best and just look up, yeah?
Yeah, of course I will try my best to win this.
All right, good luck, Randall. Thank you very much, buddy. One guy we're going to speak to just before we get there is Morgan Logan-Nathan with his brand new Burrell chassis here this weekend. Morgan, how has it been, this new go-kart? Has it made a difference?
This card has made a lot of difference. I have to thank Birel Motorsports for hooking me up with this new kart. I'm feeling the pressure now with the new one. I've got a lot of work to do now. With Thaddeus and Hong Yang in front of me, and of course Randall on the side and Ben behind.
But, you know, the plan, what's the plan here? There you are feeling a little bit of pressure here, but all these guys are feeling the same thing. Is that you're going to try and make a move, or what's the story here?
I'm definitely going to try and make a move in turn 1. After that, I'll see my pace and see how it goes from there.
All right, all the best here, all the best here. So there you have it, folks, from the senior guys here in the SKC. And right now the championship is between Thaddeus Lee and Randall Ng. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it goes. We've got Thaddeus Lee in kart 708 wearing the black suit with red, blue, and white helmet. And Randall Ng in kart 444. In a black helmet, with the fluoro on the go-kart, and it's going to be pretty good here. So back to you, Ramon.
Thank you very much, Yui, for these comments from our contestants. And as Yui pointed out, the two guys you have to take care of, that's Thaddeus Lee in kart 708 and Randall N in kart 444. But of course, our other contestants are also within those 6 karts. Just a few more seconds to go until they go into the formation lap, and this race will be started shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag, here they go. Formation lap for these seniors for the season final of SKC.
I mean, this is the race that everybody's watching right now as you see these karts warming up here, and you know, this really has been one of the most fiery championships of 2012. But, you know, all these guys are out of the age that some of these guys really do want to make this a career. And they've tried very hard to get the very best of the best engineers, the best mechanics, the best motorsport knowledge possible. And Thaddeus Lee and Randall are the men of the moment right now. The guys that are going to be putting on the show. It's going to be very interesting to see how these guys go. So, right now they're all formed up. Everything's looking good. And it's a green flag, and it's go, 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 go. Right now they're going to turn 1. Thaddeus Lee is in the lead. Oh, and Randall, it looks like he's trying to get ahead there. And can Thaddeus hold on to the lead right here? And he makes it on the inside. So Thaddeus currently leading the pack in first place with Randall in second. In third place, it looks like that is the go-kart of Benjamin Chen with Yo Hong Yang in fourth. Roku in fifth place, and Morgan the Fireball, Logan Nathan making up the top 6 there. And not a bad start, a little bit dirty, but everyone looks like they're still running, Ramon.
All are still running. I saw Morgan there with some little issues in turn 1, but he's closing up to the pack. And there are still so many laps to go, so this is going to be really interesting to watch, Yui.
Yeah, right now this is the race to watch right here. We see Thaddeus Lee still leading that pack in the Auto Inc. Racing barrel kart, followed by Randall in BMS. So we couldn't have written a better script. We knew that we came into this season finale looking for a championship winner in this category. There's only 3 points separating the two right here, right now. And they're coming through the end of the second lap, and it's still Thaddeus in the lead.
Going down into T1, it's Thaddeus Lee in front of Randall Inc. And just a fastest lap with 41.900. But it's, again, very early stage of the race, so there's much more happening, much more to go.
What's absolutely mad is that lap on a 41.9. I mean, the tires are not up to temperature quite yet, and already Everything's going nuts. You see Thaddeus coming out of turn 8 right now. He's trying to drive as smooth as he can. Random trying to catch him here. It's going to be interesting to see. There was 0.6 of a second. That was gap between first and second place on that last lap. And that's turned into 1 second. So Thaddeus Lee taking 0.4 of a second out of Randall on that lap. Morgan, Logan, Nathan also look like it's coming in. But right now we're looking at Thaddeus and Randall as they're coming through turn 2 right now. And visually it looks as if Thaddeus is trying to make a bigger gap. And it was quite interesting watching these two drive yesterday. It was almost as if, sometimes they were on, sometimes they were off. We saw Randall overdriving the kart a little bit while Thaddeus had some problems. Oh, no, right now. Oh. We don't see it on the screens here, but Benjamin Chen has stopped on T7. There's a yellow flag on T7 as we have a look at what's going on. And that's Ben right there. He's not going to be happy with that. This happened to him yesterday. He was leading the race at the time. So unfortunate there for Benjamin Chen.
Yeah, he's not too happy with that. His card is off and recovered his... Yeah, back to you, Yui.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Benjamin Chen. The kart stopped, but it was recovered very, very quickly. A little bit of heartbreak for him there, and maybe he'll be having a word or two with his race team a little bit later on. But now back to the leaders. We've got Kart 708 Autoing Racing. Thaddeus Lee just has a look over his shoulder, and Randall looks a lot closer now. On that last lap, he pulled a 41.529. So now the gap is 0.8 of a second, but it does look a little closer than that right now on the screen. So he still looks like he could be catching him.
He's closing up constantly, just down to turn 8 here. And there has been an incident with Morgan in T1. Card is being recovered as we go. These guys have to be careful right now. All right. Everything went smoothly, luckily.
All right, now the gap has closed. The gap has closed. You see that this gap is visually not very large here right now. Fantastic driving from Randall. This guy is really, really in the hunt. We heard in the pre-race interview that he was a little disappointed. Wow, look at that. He's got some serious braking power going into T7 there. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this works out. Randall is really closing the gap on Thaddeus right now. Doesn't look like they are close enough to make a move on Randall to make a move on Thaddeus as they come into T1. And you know, what a great battle here for first and second place. These guys are so few points apart in the championship. Yesterday, they scrapped the pre-final and team boss of BMS Racing. Oh, and Randall goes wide. Randall goes very, very wide there. He has definitely lost a lot of time, but, you know, that's why he's catching Thaddeus right now. He's taking some risks. But, you know, back to yesterday, team boss Benjamin Go visually extremely unhappy with what was going on as he was walking down the pit lane. A little bit of volume coming from him, but right now, Randall is on the track. He has lost a little bit of a gap, 0.8 of a second on that last lap. So back up to 0.8, and that advantage is now lost. But he should be able to make this up again. We know it's always harder to follow. I mean, it's always harder to lead than to follow.
So much pressure from everybody in your back, and Randall is maybe just waiting for a little less concentration, a little mistake by Thaddeus Lee, but obviously he has to close the gap first.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate there, Randall. We could see a really good battle building up there. Let's really hope that he can try and catch up with Thaddeus as they go out of turn 1. And this gap now a little bit visually larger here, coming through turn 2. Thaddeus Lee.
Very nice line here in down to turn 7, into turn 8.
Well, on that last lap, the gap was was 1.5 seconds. So Tedious took a further 0.8 of a second out of Randall on lap. It's actually possible that this may, it kind of affects rhythm a little bit sometimes after something goes wrong. Randall was latched on the rear end, and he could brake that little bit later than Tedious, being so close. But right now, a little bit harder to judge where the brake markers are in accordance with Tedious just in front of him. So Tedious now on his 10th flying lap coming out at T3. I mean, in situations like this, how important is reliability for these cars, Ramon?
It is, and we actually, Yui, we don't know. Maybe something is wrong with Randall's car. Maybe he lost some braking power. So you never know just by the looks. Maybe we have a talk with him later after the race, see what happened there. But still 14 more laps to go, and plenty of chances for Randall to close up to Tedious Lee.
Just for the sake of the audience here watching us on this YouTube broadcast and around the circuit, it doesn't look like there's too much wrong with these go-karts right now. We've got the fastest lap from Randall of 41.529 in this race so far, and their last lap was a 41.7 and a 41.8 as they cross the line right now. Let's see what it is. Both are 41.7, so really matching the pace, and looks like those go-karts are working on song at the moment. So right now the gap to Tedious and Randall is 1.6 seconds.
Gap is consistent at 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. We've watched Tedious and Randall all year, and when Randall comes out, all guns blazing. Tedious takes a little bit more time to warm up into the pace, but when he's on, is on. And on that last lap, Randall put a fastest lap in of a 41.413. So this guy really wants to catch the leader. Great to see.
Pushing hard to close the gap and still taking this victory if possible.
So on the last two laps, we saw a difference of 1.6 seconds between Tedious and Randall, and then on that last lap, 1.39. It's going to be interesting to see as they come across the line right here. Oh, and now it's 1.7 seconds. So, a lot of what we saw yesterday, these guys are trading up. They're both very, very good. And you've got to remember, they're all driving within a 0.3 of a second window per lap. So this is really, really great display of driving from the first and second place drivers, Tedious Lee and Randall Ng.
As we can just see, Randall Ng down to turn 8, and Tedious Lee is leading. And here, Kart 825 problem there just after turn 1.
Oh, that's Yo Hong Young. That's Yo Hong Young from GP Racing, Kart 825. So this is a real race of attrition right now. It's not often that we see this many go-karts breaking down. So right now we're still watching Tedious, and meanwhile on T1, after T1 exit, they really have to get rid of that go-kart ASAP. And the go-kart has been moved away. So right now it's unbelievable stuff. This is Tedious versus Randall right here. It's a showcase of driving mono in mono, Ryu versus Ken, Street Fighter style.
Only 3 more karts on the track, and it is between the 2 leading karts, Tedious Lee and Randall Ng, and Roy Chow has
that's
quite a big gap.
That's pretty crazy. Roy Koo there in that Tony kart right now is not too far away from getting lapped, and Randall has got to be hoping that somehow Tedious catches Roy on the wrong part of the circuit because he's losing time that last lap, 2.2 seconds, the gap, and now that's 2.6, so this gap is widening, and Randall's going to need something special to try and slow Thaddeus Lee down, but you know what they say, it's never over until the fat lady sings. They've already got 3 DNFs so far, two of them purely mechanical, not an accident, so you know, there've been quite a lot of seized engines here in this last round.
And here you can see, ladies and gentlemen, very close and very nicely done here. No danger for both of the drivers.
Yeah, I mean, the thing we've got to remember is Roku, although he doesn't look like the fastest man on track right now, is actually a very, very experienced driver. He knows exactly where to let guys through and how to overtake. And, you know, it's great to see that he's got so much experience, just has taken a pretty long sabbatical, 3-4 years out of the race seat. So he's back now, and we expect to see some really, really good speed for him over the course of the 2013 season. But right now, it's back to Randall as we see him coming around to turn 3. And Thaddeus is a little bit out of the screens now. That last lap as they were... Oh, Thaddeus Lee has stopped. Thaddeus Lee has stopped right now.
This is incredible. Incredible.
Thaddeus Lee has stopped the car. His engine has stopped, and he has retired. He's taken a seat. He can't be happy with that. He was leading the race by 3 seconds. Right now, there is only one thing that can stop Randall from going down to the senior title, and that's his own go-kart. So what's going to happen now? I've never seen anything like this.
I'm shaking my head, Yui. This is unbelievable indeed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. As we can see, Randall down to turn 8, leading this championship and this race.
Yeah, well, he's not quite leading the championship yet, but it looks like he will be very, very shortly. And, you know, he doesn't need a race win right now. He just needs to finish the race. So you can see Thaddeus Lee there, unfortunately, not looking like the happiest man on earth. And you don't really see a lot of emotion normally from Thaddeus, and really our hearts go out to him and his father, Paul Lee. That was a painful way for him to lose that championship. So it's all up to Randall now. All he has to do is coast to that finish line. He's got 5 laps to go, and it's just, this is the first time in the SKC ever that we've only seen 2 karts racing on the circuit at the end of a race.
4 karts are retired. It's only 2 more karts on the track right now. And it's only up to Randall to finish the race to secure this championship for him. As we just saw Thaddeus Lee taking off his helmet, he's not looking too happy there, obviously.
Yeah, what's really unfortunate there, it's not really the way that I'm sure Randall wants to win a championship either. But, you know, racing is racing, and sometimes bad things happen. But, you know, that's the game. That's the game that all these drivers choose. And Randall, we see him coming out into the pit straight. He is at the start of his 22nd lap in kart 444 BMS Racing. And this guy must know exactly what's going on by now. And he's got to be happy. Cheek-to-cheek grin going on in that helmet.
He's got to be really happy. Just 3 more laps to go for him this afternoon.
Well, you know, it's a real reward. We heard him in the interview a bit earlier saying how disappointed he was. But, you know, we just told him to keep it out there and push as hard as he can. And this is exactly is what he's done. And, you know, it takes more than a little bit of speed in the go-kart to win a championship. You've got to finish races, Ramon.
It's all about luck, Yui. Yeah, some people are just more lucky.
Yeah, so no worries there. But Randall has made an absolutely fantastic hunt back into the championship. We saw him fall quite far in the championship earlier in the season, and he's just fought back really hard. We saw Opie also in this championship just before Kartmaster Jakar Racing decided to boycott the series, but no worries there for Randall. It's worked well for Thaddeus and Randall in this championship, and there's not many laps to go now. as he's finishing the end of his 23rd lap. There is less than 2 kilometers now separating him and the SKC 2012 senior title. So it must be all the guys in the crowd and all the BMS guys must be holding their breath. You can see all his mates giving him the thumbs up as he comes through the exit of turn 1 for the final lap of this season for Randall. I mean, you know, I don't want to call it here just yet, but let's hope that this
we have to be really, really careful.
You got to be careful
What we
here.
just saw right now, yes.
We're going to hope for Randall that this all sticks together. It's stuck together before for him. He's only got 2 corners from the end. He's just come out of turn 8. There's turn 9. Coming through the chicane for the last time. The checker flag is out. And it's a title for Randall. His fist in the air. He's happy as happy can be. And what a deserve. I can even hear the crowd going wild from here. I can hear the clapping from the commentary box. This is a popular win in the SKC.
Congratulations, Randall. And Yui's as excited as he is. Really nice there.
Wow, 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 wow. The senior category putting on a fantastic race there. So not so much to recap on that. We've got a Randall winning the race right there and taking the championship title in that last race. We saw BMS and Benjamin go not happy at all yesterday about missing the pre-final. I bet you they're not too unhappy right now.
They are not, as you can see here on the screens, as you could. There he takes off his helmet. He must be and is really happy about this win. He's just waiting for his team to celebrate.
Look at this guy. It's like he's an Eastern European from Finland or something. You know, we just don't see that much emotion from Randall. I'm sure he knows exactly what's going on. But he's just going about his business and a very well-liked and well-respected driver there. Oh, look, he smiles. Randall gave us a smile right there, so he knows he's won this championship. He's giving everybody a good smile right there. You see the Auto Inc. guys all going around to congratulate him. And, you know, this is what SKC is all about. There's a lot of good friendships going on. We see a Jamari there from Auto Inc. Racing having a chat right now too, Randall, and they're going straight to post-race interviews, and Randall is absolutely enthralled with that performance. What a great race.
What a great race, Yui, indeed. But this is not it, ladies and gentlemen. There are still races this afternoon, and up next, it's the Masters and the final. As you can see here, just on the screens, a little interview just after his victory, Randall.
Yeah, so while we've got Jamari on the screens, actually, our good friend in the Auto Inc. Shirt over there, he's actually the director of sales for Auto Inc. Lifestyle. So he's the guy that is responsible for selling all these cars to put the revenue together to make this wonderful championship as an Auto Inc. title sponsor. And you know, they all look really, really happy down there. There's just fantastic pictures of Randall. He's fought so hard this year for this title. It looked a bit earlier in the year that things were working against him, and you know, there've been a process here and there from the team, but you know, it's all worthwhile in the very end. The championship, everything's going wild, and a great thing to see from these fellas. How's the game plan, man?
Try to stay ahead.
That's been a pretty popular answer here today. How's this go-kart working? Everything been going okay with that?
Well, you can never get everything right all the time, but hopefully when it matters, it is going right.
All right, thank you very much, Eric.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, right now we're going down the grid, and we've got Kart 36 here, Ryan Chua. He's on the third row of the grid. It's Veritas Racing Kart. Lots of Zanatis here. How's a good representation, mate?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think everyone's excited from the team. New track, new challenges, and we're looking forward to take them on.
Just one question I have to you, man. Where do you get those team chairs, mate? I think a lot of the teams want to know about this.
That's a trade secret. You got to check with our team manager, Sean Yip.
All right, that's Sean Yip there. We're going to have to ask Sean Yip where to get those chairs. And just going down a little bit further down the grid. And we've got a newcomer here to the SKC, Jens Becker. Mate, how you feeling? Are you enjoying the SKC, buddy?
Great, fantastic. I'm freaking nervous.
Nah, don't be nervous, mate. You got to keep your mind on the job. So have you been enjoying yourself so far?
Yeah, great. Heat one was cut a bit short. I didn't make it past the first corner. Second race was better. Finished within a second of the guys in front of me. Give my engine slower. I'm happy.
Very much. Thank you very much for that, mate.
Cheers, thanks.
All right, so we've heard from these master category drivers, and this is a massive field of 16 go-karts making some great racing. So it's going to be starting up in 1 minute. Back to you, Ramon.
Thank you very much, Yui, for this just on the grid. And just a couple of more seconds to go until the cars go into their formation lap for their final of the Masters of the SKC 2012 Championship.
Of the week. All right, that's Kerry Ho giving us a thumbs up right there. Great to see. We've got two females on the fourth row of the grid from Kerry Choi from Veritas Racing and Lemna from Autoink Racing. And what a phenomenal performance that Lemna put in the wet to get herself there yesterday.
Yesterday, incredible, yes. And we talked to her after the race, and she was just so happy that it actually rained and she had a big advantage there.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. She's very, very new. This is her first round in the SKC. She's never raced the KF2 before, and in the dry, she's already showing some great pace and really not far from the field at all. But to go like that in the wet and take over all the boys, I wouldn't have liked to be one of the boys.
Me neither, and maybe this yesterday gave her a little push to fight really hard for this season final today. We will see in just a couple of minutes how this turns out.
Yeah, so while they're going around the warm-up lap, we want to say a special thank you to our series sponsors, Autoink Lifestyle, Luxury Car Broker. For more information, please go to www.autoinksports.com. Thank you also to Eurosports Lotus Fun for serious drivers, Havelock Speedway, Cord Life, bank your baby's cord blood with Singapore's first private cord blood bank, ViewQuest, ranked the fastest broadband in Singapore, the Ministry of Sound, and hifi.com.sg. So now we're only a couple of corners from the start.
A couple of corners from the start, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the 16 cards, a massive, enormous grid there. Just a few more seconds.
All right, now they're just approaching the final chicane of the circuit. Beautiful field of karts right there. Some of our good friends in Singaporean motorsport driving right here. And it's go, 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 go. The green flag is out. 16 cars go charging down into T1. It's anybody's game here. Eric Ho comes in first with Jamie Chu just around him. It's going to be interesting to see the exit of the corner as they get out here. It looks like a couple of carts have hit each other in the back. We can't quite see who what it is. That's Daniel Oy. That's Daniel Oy from cart 717. And there's a little bit of smoke coming out of that carburetor. We're not quite sure what's wrong there. And unfortunately that's a DNF for Daniel Oy. Hasn't been able to complete the first corner. Bad luck there from him. But going back to the races, we see all these go-karts coming around turn 7. Things are going wild.
As they
So
go
right now,
into,
sorry mate, please.
as they go into turn 1, and just overtook Eric Ho in the lead.
Yeah, so we've got Jamie Teo in the lead. Jamie Teo has now taken the lead. Fantastic stuff there from him. Unbelievable stuff. It looks like Kenneth Smith has gone into second place. Oh no, Eric Ho now is back in second. So right now we've got Teo, Ho, and Smith making the top 3 here. Sheridan Thomas is in 4th place. So good to see Sheridan coming back into the series and took a sabbatical for about a season. And he's back now. He's a little bit rusty, but still running up the sharp end of the grid. Right now they're completing their second lap of the race. We've still got Jamie Teo in the lead with Eric Ho behind him. And this is just a fantastic display of go-kart driving. Jamie now a little bit of a visual gap to Eric Ho, was 8/10 in the last lap. Eric Ho being harassed very heavily by Kenneth Smith. Kenneth Smith looks like he does want to make a move right now. He's close enough. Oh, they've just touched the wall into the chicane. Ken is right behind Eric as they come down the pit straight. It's all to play for right here. We got Jamie on the screens coming through. Eric Ho and Kenneth Smith not quite close enough on that lap.
Very nice driving here this afternoon, definitely, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, look how hard these guys are going. I mean, this is the master category, and you know these guys aren't the youngest tools in the shed right now, but just the amount of physical exertion that these drivers are going through. Some of these guys just over 40 years of age, pulling 2.5 to 3 Gs in these go-karts. I mean, that's a lot of Gs.
And they're super quick as they just enter the finish line.
So right now we've got Eugene Lowe in that Auto Inc. Birrell making the switch from Tony from the last race now into 4th place. We can see him in the pictures with the top 3, so he is not far away, only a mere 1.7 seconds away from Kenneth Smith. Eric, Kenneth going into T8.
And here Kenneth Smith is just trying to close this gap to Eric Ho to find a way to overtake him for P2.
And Kenneth Smith has just put in the fastest lap of the race. Kenneth Smith just put the fastest lap of the race, a 42.731 on his 5th running lap. So he is not here to make up the numbers. He's got the title in the bag, but he's going to go as hard as he can to try and get the best position that his performance allows. So right now, as we see now, we've got Kenneth Smith coming around the inside of turn 7. He makes the move. He moves up into 2nd place, and Eric Ho's lost a little bit of time and gone a little bit wide. So Kenneth Smith from Veritas Racing moves up into 2nd place. So in first, Jamie Teo with Element, 2nd with Zanardi, and 3rd with Auto Inc. Racing. And Jamie Teo also showing his intention, just putting in the fastest lap of the race on that last one, a 42.6. So all the top 3 now pushing as hard as they can. Right now, we're looking at pictures of Eric Ho right here. They're going to be catching up right now in T8. We do have a go-kart that has stopped on power, and it looks like this circuit has been pretty heavy on engines this weekend. We've seen a lot of seizures. I wonder why. I wonder whether it's due to the way that they've been tuned or what's going on there. But definitely a lot of A lot of engines have stopped. And Jamie Cho goes faster again on that last lap of 42.543.
And Kenneth John is trying to close the gap to him. We will see where this goes, where this ends up.
Oh, yeah, so right now, and while we're watching Kenneth Smith, we've got one of our good mates, Sheridan Thomas, unfortunately walking away. The engine not finishing the race. And while we're on the subject of GP racing, we just want to say a big happy birthday to David Bondi, the man that has been behind Sheridan's kart this weekend. So a very happy birthday to David Bondi there. So back to the racing. Kenneth Smith in second place. We're watching here right now. Jamie, Kenneth, Eric Ho. That makes the top three right here on the screens. And Kenneth Smith in 818, the champion for the master category. It's a great driving from him this year, and it's just been amazing to watch.
And here just overlapping.
So that's Jens Becker right there. Jens Becker still in his first race, but great driving there from him to point the guys by. He knew exactly where they were, and it's great to see the awareness. Kenneth Smith and Eric Ho right now going around turn 7. They're on their 9th lap of the race right now. We've got 16 laps to go, and there is a 2-second gap between the leader, Jamie Cho, and the man that we're looking at, Kenneth Smith, in second place. Eric Ho is in third. The gap was 1 second, and now it's half a second. So Eric has made up that 0.5 of a second in that lap, and it looks like there's a battle brewing all over again for second place.
And just a fastest lap by Eric Ho in this 10th lap with a 42.462. Great effort there by Eric Ho. He's not giving up, and still pushing very hard.
Yeah, I know it's great to see Eric and that he's responded. He can see visually he's starting to lose the leaders of this race right here, but on that last lap, put in a phenomenal performance. There was 0.5 of a second between second and third place on that last lap, and it is now 0.6. So these guys are matching really close to a 1/10 of a second window.
And Jamie Toe with a 2.2 seconds lead. As we can see, Kenneth Smith just following very closely by Eric Ho. Down here into turn 7. Very wide there.
Yeah, we know it's a good thing when we see these guys getting close to the walls without hitting them. It means that they are maximizing their racing line on the circuit, and this allows them to carry higher speed through those apexes and carry out onto the straight. Because you've got to remember, Ramon, when this little exit that they're coming out onto the straight, if they're going 3 kilometers an hour faster out of that exit, they're probably going to be doing 5-10 kilometers an hour quicker down that straight. So there's not a lot of net gain to get that kart put in the right direction and getting on that gas as early as possible.
This is correct, Joey. And also just how they exit the corners and when they go on the throttle again is, of course, a net gain to close the gap.
So right now we're back with Jamie Cho, race leader. Doing a fantastic job here. His fastest lap today, a 42.5. So the second quickest man on track at the moment. And, you know, Jamie in round 4 was a little bit emotional, drove and dedicated to his family and the support of the hard times that they were going through. But now he's back and he's got his lid on straight. And he's leading this race by a gap of 2.7 seconds to second place.
And here he comes, Jamie Toe into turn 7, followed closely by Kenneth John.
So, you know, Jamie Teo, he's been driving for Element Motorsport, and these guys, as I said yesterday, these guys weren't even sure if they were going to race this year. They weren't sure if they were going to race this year. It is the crew from the ex-Williams team last year, but team boss Lester Ong has come on so strong to put on some great drivers into this SKC. Obviously, we've got Jamie Teo currently leading this race, but also from the senior division, we've got Morgan Logan Nathan and Benjamin Chen, great drivers there, and also the Austin twins in the cadet category. So great participation from Element Motorsports, and it's great to see that they are getting their rewards with Jamie Teo. Unlucky for Benjamin Chen this weekend.
What do you say, Yui? The weather is holding. No rain anymore this afternoon.
Yeah, well,
if you look in the skies.
Yeah, the weather's definitely holding right now. There is quite a lot of cloud cover over us, but things look not too bad right now. It looks like it could hold. We do have 2 finals races left of the day, so don't go away. For those of you who are watching us, we have the veteran category, and at the very end of today, we have the Yamaha category, which you know, 12 drivers that are really going neck to neck. 1.5 seconds split in first to 9th place during qualifying in that category. As now we're looking at Kenneth Smith and Eric Ho. These guys have been battling lap after lap after lap. The gap on that last lap was 0.39, so there's 0.3 of a second there right now, and these guys are very, very close.
And this goes on for lap after lap now, and we will see where this is going. Please hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us on YouTube, please.
Yeah, that's a great message there, man. You got to tell them, man, stay tuned or you'll regret it.
Stay tuned. You never know. 7 more laps to go, and there's more in the cards for this race.
So right now, we don't see it on the screens yet, but probably in a lap or 2 from now, the top 3 are going to have to start carving their way through a train of 3 or 4 go-karts in the rear of the field. And Kenneth Smith is Jamie Cho is fast approaching on Jens Becker. Lets him through cleanly. No problems there for Jamie Cho. And also in front of them, we've got Ong Seng Leong and Lemna Pavani. So right now we see Kenneth Smith going in. Oh no, Eric Ho is stuck. Eric Ho did get stuck for a little while. There's sandwiched. There were 2 cars between him and Ken. He's still behind. He's still behind somebody there. We can't quite see who it is on the screens.
But of course, Yui, as you can see, these overlappings are always very interesting to see. And at the end, they also can be deciding who's up and who's down.
So on that last lap, we saw 0.3 of a second between Kenneth Smith and Eric Ho, and now that has become 2.1 seconds going through that traffic. So that has definitely not helped Eric Ho very much in his quest to go that little bit quicker.
The gap is now at 2.1 seconds from 0.4 seconds. Yeah, this did not go too well for Eric Ho there.
Yeah, so just for the viewers out there, especially for those guys in Singapore, in kart 818, Kenneth Smith. This guy, believe it or not, is not a race car driver. He's a professional tennis player and a tennis coach.
Eric Ho.
No, Kenneth Smith.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he plays a bit of tennis, this boy. Yeah, that's true story.
That's where he's got his discipline from.
Yeah, it seems like, a lot of these sportsmen have come into different sports and been masters of what they do best. And, it's done very, very well for them. And Kenneth Smith, if you guys need some tennis lessons here in Singapore, please don't hesitate to contact him in the pit lane. So right now, Kenneth Smith is on fire and everything's going well for him. The champion in the Masters category with the cancellation of the pre-final yesterday. So he's actually sewed up the championship title already, but no signs of slowing down. And this year, there's been a lot of dominance in these categories to wrap up these titles so early.
Nevertheless, this does not say that we didn't see an amazing race this afternoon. Just a little bit sideways here. Jamie Toe, as we see Kenneth Smith on the screens, just about to turn into the start and finish line.
All right, so we're still looking at Kenneth Smith here right now. And, there's been so much footage of Kenneth Smith. I think we should give him this video after the race. I think he'd enjoy it.
We'll just give him the YouTube link and he is watching the highlights of this race on YouTube.
So we've still got Kenneth Smith on the screens there, and he has sewn up this Masters title for the SKC. It's his first SKC title here, and very nice to see Zanardi and Veritas Racing are managing to take this title. Last year, Veritas and Autowing Racing were barely in existence, and we had a fight between BMS Racing and Williams Racing and Drakkar, but this year Drakkar is out of it, and now we're cruising down to the final lap. We're going to the final lap. Jamie Teo doesn't have too many corners to go. This is coming through the chicane for the last time. The checkered flag is out, and it's a win for Jamie Teo. Jamie Teo takes the win for the Masters category in the final of the race. You see Kenneth Smith on the screens with his thumbs up in the air. Great comradeship in this category. These guys, all good mates. For sure, they'll be heading down to the pub for a beer after this, but right now, a lot of tiredness, a lot of sweat. Fantastic effort right there. So just to recap as they come in on the timing screens, we've got Jamie Teo in first place, Kenneth Smith in second, and Eric Ho in third place. Making up the podium finishers, Eugene Lowe from Autowing Racing in fourth, Ryan Schwab Veritas in fifth. The first of the females, Carrie Choi in sixth, Lemna Pavini, fantastic race from her in kart 468 in seventh, Peter Chua in eighth, Lim Kyung Wee in ninth place. So, great stuff there from them. And unfortunately, Ong Keng Leong in 10th, not being able to challenge for the title, even though he came in with a shot. But, wow. What a race.
What a race, Yui. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to thank those teams and drivers out there. That was absolutely phenomenal. So, great stuff there from him. And, what's great to see is not just the guys at the top that are doing such a great job. Obviously, Jamie, Ken, and Eric have done a wonderful job. But, some of the new rookies in this in this race, we had Jens Becker in kart 77. This guy, apart from one or two moments, had a very good awareness of what was going on. Obviously, when you start racing, it's quite difficult. You're very nervous. You've got white knuckles. You're holding the steering wheel as tight as you can hold it. But he's done well to keep the space awareness, and it's good that he hasn't really run into anybody. And but what about Lemna in 468 in 7th place? This is her first SKC racing in a KF2 ever.
This is incredible. Good job there by Lemna.
Yeah, great driving there from her, and I'm sure she knows that that wet weather race really put her up the order to start in a better position. And at the start of this weekend, she was a little bit lower down the order, but a great finish there from her. So up next, we've got the veteran category, and Duncan Nursey bringing it home.
Just keep it on the black stuff. Duncan Nursey, as we can see here on the screen. The gardens at the bay, ladies and gentlemen. Just stay tuned with us. Just few more minutes to go for the final of the veterans. And we are back. The 4 carts are on the track. It is Leon Coe in cart 139, Duncan Nursey in cart 838. In cart number 1, it's Lung Lee, and cart 953 is John McGregor Yui.
Yeah, and just for the guys that just joined us, Leon Koo, during the season, this is his second season with us. He has never actually led any practice session or any heat, and this weekend he's actually taken wins in both heats, so he must be feeling pretty good right now.
And off he goes, Yui, sprinting towards the grid, where you can see the 4 cars lined up. Leon Coe there in cart 139. Lung Lee, cart number 1 with the black helmet, waving to the cameras. John McGregor in his cart 953. And Duncan Nursey here on the left side. Back to you, Yui.
All right, thank you, mate. Right here we've got the man of the moment. He's taken victory in both heats here this weekend. Leon Koo, you've done really good this weekend, buddy.
Sorry?
You've done very well this weekend. Tell us about it.
Just try hard. I have a good engine this weekend. It's a TM engine. Did very well.
All right, so I guess we should all go and get a TM engine maybe, man. It'll make him go pretty fast. And, you know, Duncan just joined us on the front row of the grid, and he only came into the SKC quite recently, and title on offer.
Of course.
Of course, I love the confidence. Duncan Nursey, a strapping young man. What's the plan, Stan?
As usual, stay on the track.
Yeah, so keep it on the black stuff for Duncan Nursey. And on the second row on the grid, Ferrari Enthusiast Club President Lung Lee. How you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, feeling good today.
So what's the plan here? What's the strategy? Are you going to go crazy with these guys? Oh, we like your trademark move into the lead into lap 1 all the time.
Well, we'll see whether we can repeat that at the start.
Cool, man, cool, man. And I hear that you're a little responsible for uplifting this Veritas team. I mean, fantastic stuff in the pit lane. Great presentation. Tell us about the team.
Now, I think the team is everything. I think it's got great team spirit. You look at this, there are 4 mechanics here supporting me on the sidelines. I don't see any from the other teams, yeah. And I've got the family back there. My wife's birthday is on Tuesday, so happy birthday to her.
All right, happy birthday to Audrey there, Lung's missus. And right here, last but not least, John McGregor in the Rotax Power. How you feeling, John?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just make sure my wheels stay on this time.
Yesterday, you a little bit of a hit into the wall. Everything okay now?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
All right, man. All the best for the race and good luck, yeah?
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
All right, so here we have it, man. I'm still in the grid. The engines are starting up, so I'm out of here. So we've just spoken to all 4 drivers down here, and everybody just wants to keep it on the black stuff and go quick. Back to you, Ramon.
Thank you very much, Yui. And as Lung Lee said, their mechanics, it's really a good team. We saw them last night having a good time, just enjoying themselves, and it seems as it's paying out. Just a few more seconds until those 4 cars go on the quick formation lap. And off they go. Leon Ko, Duncan Nursey, Lung Lee, and John McGregor into turn 1. Very nicely done here. Just trying to heat up the tires a little bit for the race. Little gap there.
You know, you got to love this veteran category, though. I mean, the 4 distinct personalities between these guys. Oh, we should call them the Beatles or something, you know. But you know, what's great in the master and the veteran category is all of these guys are good mates. They've known each other a long time. They are involved very much in like the Ferrari and the Porsche club here in Singapore, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as we look at these 4 cars line up. So just remember, folks, these guys are over 45 years old. They're not young anymore, and it's a green flag. It's go, 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 go. As they come in, John McGregor goes to the other side of the circuit. Leon Koo still taking the lead. Lung takes second place with Duncan Nursey in third. Lung and Duncan make a little bit of contact coming out of the exit of turn 1, but not much problems there. Lung Lee looks like he could be in the lead here. No, Leon Koo takes the advantage on the inside. Back into turn 2. It's a clean start for this veteran category.
Thank you very much, Yui. And here we go out of turn 6 into turn 7. Everything looking nicely there. Lung Lee a little bit wide there into turn 8. All close together still as they go and finish their first of 20 laps.
Yeah, well, you know, I think we mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but for those of the viewers that just joined us, Leon Koo has done a lot of training in that Porsche driving school up in Ipswich on the Gold Coast in Australia. We've gone there many times and seen him going there. And just as we see on the screens, Duncan Nursey passes Lung Li into turn 2. So it looks like Lung didn't get quite the exit that he wanted out of turn 1, costing him, because it's not overtaking maneuver there. You got to be on song to get past in that part of the circuit. Right now, you see Duncan Nursey coming around T7 into T8, and he's looking for his first SKC title.
Duncan Nursey here with the white helmet and the blue suit.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Ramon. Couldn't have said it better myself. And right now we got Leon Koo and Duncan Nursey still leading this charge in the over 45 category. And, you know, the Gs on this thing are absolute madness, man. I mean, you know, these are the same kind of Gs that you generate on a roller coaster. So for these guys to be running these go-karts for 20 laps at a 45 and over, it's pretty incredible stuff.
It's impressive, as you said. 2 Gs is massive, and you need a lot of training. You need a lot of stamina to keep up for 20 rounds in this heat. Don't forget the heat here in Singapore.
Yeah, I mean, the heat is pretty nasty here right now. We're sweating pretty badly in the commentary box, but these fellas have got their guards on and their inner linings, their race suits, their helmets. So, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy in there, and you know, physical condition is everything for this category. As you know, Ramon, physical health equals a strong mind. And right now, a strong mind is what they're going to need to get through 20 laps of this treacherous street circuit.
Long lead, just here a little bit sideways. I don't know if you could see it on the screens.
Oh, and Lung looks like he's slowing down. Lung looks like he's slowing down. Does he have a problem in that number 1 cart as we cut back to Leon Koo there in cart 139? In the Burrell leading, Duncan Nursey going down to make an adjustment to his go-kart with John McGregor in third. Lung now running again, has dropped down to the tail end of the grid, but he'll be coming back. And just for you guys out there that are watching, John McGregor is the only man in the SKC running a Rotax Max engine. So he actually is down in power. We had a talk to him on Thursday about 5 to 7 horsepower is below that, but we had a chat to him, and he says he's still really enjoying the Rotax Max, and he believes when he gets the KF2 next year, it's going to make a difference.
Definitely 5 to 7 horsepower. That's a lot in such little carts. And he's still pushing very hard. It's beautiful there to see how he's driving, how he's even maintaining his car by himself, correct?
Yeah, I mean, John McGregor is a guy that really likes getting out there and getting his hands dirty. We saw him on the load-in on Thursday lunchtime when all the teams were bringing the go-karts to the circuit, and he was the very first guy to take his go-kart out, take the toolbox out, and by lunchtime he was working under the sun, and it was really great to see, and I had the time to have a really long chat with him, and just a really, really good guy, and we're really happy to have him in the SKC this year.
Yeah.
So right now, going back to kart 139, Leon Koo in the Burrell Motorsport chassis with his brand new TM engine that he's so happy about. And Lung Li looks like he was just about to make a move there.
And he did. Nicely done.
Yeah, so Lung makes a stick, and he's going to be going next after Duncan Nursey. Or you can really see those bumps developing on T7, and with the rubber down, it looks as if it's getting quite a lot of grip over those bumps. It can't be comfortable out there in some of these corners. And you know, did you know these karters, Ramon? They underneath their race suits, they're actually wearing a rib guard, and and you know what happens is because the G forces are so high in these go karts, you know the sides of these seats can really dig into them. I've actually broken a rib doing this myself, so it takes many months to heal, and it's pretty painful.
It's pretty painful.
There's nothing you can do about it. Even breathing is not the easiest thing to do. So they're all keeping these rib guards underneath their suits, and the little black thing around that neck, that's a neck brace, mate. And you know that really serves the same purpose as the harness device that we use in Porsche Carrera Cup and in Formula One. And this is just in case they tip on their heads and they don't want their necks broken in half, do they?
As you can see, everything is really, really professional here. All the security standards, everything is just to make sure that nothing serious is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good right down at the SKC where we run with the Singapore Grand Prix race officials, and these guys, along with the COC, the marshals and the stewards from SMSA, really put a stellar performance together, race after race after race. And, you know, these guys are used to doing our Singapore Formula One Grand Prix, and it's an absolute pleasure that the marshals, the stewards, and all the guys from the Singapore GP are here with us. So Formula One precision is what we've got here at the Singapore Karting Championship, and we can only be so lucky that is happening.
And not only is the SKC using the Singapore GP officials, but we are also on the Singapore GP racetrack, and we are using the F1 pit facilities to make this happening here this very weekend.
You're absolutely right, mate. Now we're looking at Leon Koo, and the timeout that he's on is actually the runoff for the turn 1 to turn 3 complex. And right now he's going across the opposite way of turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, where the Formula One cars dive into that massive amphitheater environment that we do see on TV during the night race. So right now this is the pit straight turning into turn 1 on the Formula One grid, and you know, it's I've heard some really great things about the tarmac here at the Formula One at the old track that we used to use previously at Cartwright over in Jurong. The tarmac was a little bit breaking up, and there was some bumps, and after the resurfacing, the bumps still seem to be there after a certain extent. So right now this tarmac here on the bits, on the black stuff, obviously the paint is a little different, but the black stuff is showing them for some fantastic grip and some very, very smooth surfaces for some precision racing. So right now Leon Koo just going down to make a small adjustment to his go-kart. Duncan Nursey a little bit behind, and can we see Leon Koo winning his first Grand Prix weekend here? I really hope so, man.
This would be just amazing. Leon Koo in the lead at the moment as he's down to turn 7. Very close here at Apex.
I mean, it's great to see this year the way the championships have panned out. And, you know, if things go according to script for Leon Koo here, this year at the SKC, 4 out of the 5 champions have never been title winners before. So, you know, it's great to see that there's so much competition going down here in Singapore. And it's just something else to watch these guys lift. And I think we're going to be quite a force to be reckoned with in the near future on the international motorsport scene.
Absolutely, Yui. And in case, ladies and gentlemen, you're wondering, there are 4 karts on the grid. It's Leon Koo leading in front of Duncan Nursey, followed by Lung Lee and John McGregor on P4. Duncan Nursey here in kart 838.
Yeah, you know, Duncan Nursey is really one of the friendliest guys on the grid. He's always been a pleasure to talk to and to hang out with. And I think what's really amazing about this guy is, you know, he started a year ago. He was extremely nervous with with his go-kart. But it's, you know, he's gone from strength to strength. And, you know, a title for this guy is going to be everything. A very popular winner in the pit lane. Everybody likes this guy.
Little bit sideways here as he's approaching turn 8.
So right now we've got Duncan Nursey, and for the fans of Duncan Nursey, this guy actually has a YouTube channel, and all of his onboard footage is actually posted on the internet. I've watched all of it myself, actually. The guy drives good, so just watch out for the onboard stuff.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just watching us on YouTube, stay tuned and have a look at Duncan Nursey's footage later on today.
So right now, that's 15 laps down and 5 to go, and these guys must be getting a little tired. One of the signs to see if they're tired is to watch their necks and how they let the necks go out and whether they can still point their heads to the next apex. And definitely looks like Duncan is getting a little bit less for wear right now. But what a fit competitor. I mean, we've seen this guy. He's a pretty solid bloke. Wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley on a Friday night, mate.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. Very friendly guy, and it's just amazing to see those guys 45 years old and more in those little go-karts going around the track.
I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that Leon's like 50 plus right now. So, he's a bit more senior than some of them. Duncan was in the Masters category last year, so he's one of the younger fellas in this category. So definitely probably has worked to his advantage a little bit. But you can see his neck just swaying out a little bit where he goes around those corners. And
but still, we just had Duncan Nursey with 44.26. Still quite quick.
Yeah, it's a big gap, but it's all right now because right according to the points, he doesn't need to go too far more for this. He just wants to finish this race, and right now he's leading the championship. He's only got a couple of laps before his title. He knows that this is a bit of a random moment right now.
So we're not gonna say it, and we keep our fingers crossed that all 4 carts will finish this race.
I know that's going to become a bit of a saying, the random moment. I mean, it was, you've never seen a guy with only 2 go-karts on the track, and you're nervous like nothing else that his engine's going to fail because everybody else's engine has failed.
4 out of 6 cars didn't make it, yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff right there. So right now we've just got 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Leon Koo is not far away. There is nothing that can stop him except for a GP racing reliability problem right now. He's been reliable most of this season in GP, and Team Boss Capilla have put a package out there for him that has been able to get right on song.
And as we can see, Duncan Nursey down to turn 8. Just a few more meters, and then there's only 1 lap to go.
Yeah, you're right, Ramon. There's only 1 lap to go here as Leon Koo goes past the start-finish line to start the final lap. And right now there is a gap of 3.6 seconds separating Leon and Duncan. So, by reliability, there is not much that can go on. Right now, Leon's just completed turn 3 with Duncan just behind him. Leon not far now to go.
Just a few more.
All right, the checkered flag is out, checkered flag is out, and Leon Koo takes his first win of the SKC. His arm is in the air. This guy must be happy like nothing else. He's waved with both hands in the air as he comes into the pit lane. Great stuff there from Leon Koo. Right there in second place, we've got Duncan Nursey finishing 3.3 seconds behind him. Great stuff there. Lung Lee in third place in cart number 1 with John McGregor making up the tail end of the grid. And now, man, Duncan knew what he needed to do, but how about Leon? This guy was pushing hard.
He was pushing hard over these 20 laps, just as we witnessed. Beautiful race in there.
So great job from Leon Koo, and he's obviously going up to his mates in Queensland in the Porsche driving school to say, hey, I won a race. And so, a lot of it comes down to mileage. It's just fantastic to see a new race winner in this veteran category. So up next, we've got the Yamahas. Right now, we're seeing Duncan going through scrutineering, going for the minimum weight. And right now in the regulations, for the viewers out there is a minimum weight that they have to adhere to. So if the blokes are a little bit skinny, they've got to add a little bit of weight. And sometimes they go a little bit over. But, you know, great to see the comradeship there. We see Duncan Nursey in his GP racing suit, shaking hands with everyone. Jamari there doing the interviews for the TV program. Great stuff to see.
Thank you very much, Yui. As we can see still on the screens, Duncan Nursey, everybody is congratulating him. And now, as I am speaking, the Yamahas are lining up. Yui is going down to the grid, just waiting for the last few cars to line up. And we've got Melvin Mo, Armin Norsila, Tirois Lee, Chia Wing, Kensuka Okamoto, and Yu is already at the grid.
Yeah, thank you, Ramon. I mean, this is a race that we've... category series, and there are drivers here this weekend from Japan, Malaysia, and Singapore. And, you know, it's just been absolutely fantastic to see these guys going hard. So on the front row, the man with the speed here this weekend is our good mate from Malaysia, Melvin Mo. Melvin, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So go-kart been treating you well this weekend. You've been setting some blistering pace.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend has gone pretty well for me. I mean, since the first practice on Friday, so now just have to try to finish the job.
So, you know, you had a little bit of an altercation with a little bit of the barrier yesterday, a little bit of a blip in the concentration.
No, I was just, you know, when I saw the times going down, you know, I was just pushing a little bit too hard. But, you know, today I hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, that's good stuff. Everybody loves to see guys pushing as hard as they can. Good luck and all the best, yeah?
Thanks, man.
All right next to him, the leading Singaporean in the pack, Armin Norzilan. He's brought home championships already this year, and he's come into the One Make Series to harass everybody all over again. Armin, how you feeling?
Feeling great.
So at this go-kart, yesterday you had a little bit of bad luck at the start, fell to the back, and pushed your way up all the way to the front in typical Armin Norzilan show style, man. How do you do that?
I just try to push every lap and not focus on who's behind, but who's in front.
You know, over the course of the season, the last couple of seasons, we've seen you put your kart into walls and into go-karts and in the air and all sorts of things. But right now, it looks as if, you know, you're really stabling up your driving and becoming very, very, very consistent. Is that your game plan here this afternoon?
Well, of course, I try not to send anyone to the barrier today, and not including myself. But just focus on the race and try to win it.
Cool. Right now in the second row of the grid, we've got Tedious Lee here, and Tedious, what's the plan today, mate?
There's no championship on my shoulders now, so there's definitely less pressure, but I'll try to make up for the race before.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's always great to see you pushing hard. Unfortunate there in the race. I'm sure everybody felt for you. So all the best and good luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, one last driver that we have down here. We've got Manon Meister from Auto Inc. Racing. Are you enjoying yourself, Manon?
Yeah, this race has been really a good learning race, and I've learned quite a lot from all the Japanese drivers, and I hope everything goes well.
So what is the biggest thing that you've learned with this Yamaha kart this weekend?
That the Yamaha engines are very different to KF3, and you have to be very smooth compared to the KF3s.
So do you reckon this will help your driving a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, good luck and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yui, for these last-minute comments just before the start of the race. You did a great effort today, running up and down to get us the best insights. Thanks a lot, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the green flag for the formation lap. The last race for this afternoon during the SKC Championship 2012. These guys are not part of the championship. They came all the way from Japan with those carts, all cards are identical, and this is going to be really interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this is really quite an exceptional category here. The Yamaha karts have a lot less horsepower than the KF3s and the KF2s, but a great place to learn. And one of the most fantastic things is to learn throttle application. And in a KF2, sometimes people forget you got to squeeze the throttle and not slam it. But due to the power, sometimes people forget, and the feeling is fast. But right here, as we heard from Manon Maestro, it's been a real learning curve from her, and she's just a very young driver right now. So, you know, great stuff there from them. Only a few corners from the start now, Ramon.
It's getting interesting. Excitement is building up as we go.
All right, so on the front row, we've got Melvin Moe and Armin Nozilan leading the charge. They're all in formation. It looks like everything's going to be, and the green flag is out. It's go, 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 and they all come diving into turn one. We got Melvin Moe and Thaddeus Lee and Armin Nozilan right there. Oh, Thaddeus Lee moves into second place. Great move there. Oh! Oh!
Oh!
Ah. Unfortunate for him, though. We've got Armin Nozilan somewhere around there. Okamoto is there as well. They want to get all these go-karts moving again. They're all scuffling and bustling around. Armin Nozilan, unfortunately, getting a little bit of understeer out of turn one. Exit right there, collecting the barrier. And there's a really small margin, Ramon, between putting your go-kart and just skimming that wall.
This looked really, really tough. Hopefully nobody got hurt just there.
So right now, there are a bunch of guys that I'm in Nozilan's go-kart. And once again, great recovery from the Singapore Grand Prix officials. Fantastic stuff. They normally work on Formula One, and here today, they're working on the Singapore Karting Championship. And as we look onto the pictures on the screens now, we've got Malaysian driver Melvin Moe leading this charge. This is something that he's a little bit more used to here this weekend. He's been going real good in the front. So Melvin Moe with a very, very large gap at the moment. We've got Thaddeus Lee in second place. Unfortunately, we just heard from Thaddeus. He didn't look like the happiest camper. Unfortunately, losing that championship when the go-kart stopped. But he's trying to make amends right now, and this is a consolation prize for him. But Melvin Moe, no slow driver.
No slow driver here, yeah. Everything's still close together as Melvin Moe is leading just down to turn one, into turn three. And
yeah, well, check it out right now. In 8th place in Kart 2, Kensuke Okamoto just puts in the fastest lap of the race with a 49.1. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Okamoto can try and work his way up the order once more. Right now, Melvin Moe going down that pit straight. He is 2.9 seconds ahead of Thaddeus Lee. So Thaddeus is going to be fighting hard to try and keep it up. It's 2.9 on that one now, so a couple of tenths of a second. He's lost to Melvin, but it's early days yet, 22 laps to go.
early days, yeah, still more to go. And Armin Osilla is probably not finishing this race.
No. He said they've had to bring the go-kart over the side of the wall, and unfortunately, he couldn't continue there. But you know, he's been great all weekend. And Okamoto puts in the fastest lap of the race again as we watch Thaddeus Lee going through the last chicane of the track right now. And you know, it's just for the neutrals, it's a little bit unfortunate that that was their pile-up a little bit earlier on in the day. These guys are extremely close normally, and you know, that would have been the kind of race that would have been cool to watch, no?
Definitely. But still, we see awesome racing here, just between card number 9 and number 1 for P3.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic stuff there. We see Kart number 9, sensing Kompatanatakul. And Kompatanatakul is actually a great junior driver. Oh, he's just hanging on for dear life right now. He's got Hiroyuki Saka right on the back of him in kart number 1. And he's flown all the way from Japan here to win some races. So that's exactly what Hiroyuki is going to try and do. As they come out into the start-finish straight out of the chicane, they got Kompatanatakul right there. Hiroyuki Saka, he comes out now. Is he going to make it stick? Oh, and it's not quite close enough. But
and
just
as Yui was talking, Tadeusz Lee with a fastest lap, 48.643.
Great stuff there from Tadeusz as we go back to the battle for third place. Kompatanatakul really holding his lane. It's going to be interesting to see whether he can hold this up until the end of the race. We know that this is a tight circuit, and there are a lot of complexes to deal with. And with this Yamaha power, they've got to try a lot harder to try and overtake the guy in front. Oh, kart number 10, that's Peter Chua right there.
But he's still on the track and just trying to find his pace again. And there, as we go into turn 1, still no overtaking. Bumper to bumper, these two karts here. 19 more laps to go, so this is going to be really interesting where this is going to end.
It's just fantastic to see Kompatanatakul, with no disrespect to him, is probably holding up Hiroyuki Saka right now. But it's not about being faster in racing, is it, Ramon? It's about being in front.
Yeah, as we speak. Yui, would you rather be in front or following another car in a battle? Do you want to lead a battle or you want to follow the battle?
Oh, and just as you say that, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say because Kompatanatakul has just been passed by Hiroyuki Saka. So Hiroyuki Saka moves up into third place. Kart number 1 moves up into third place. Kompatanatakul takes a look, but it's not close enough. Oh, it's great to see the support out there for Kompatanatakul as we saw Glenn Chiam after his unfortunate incident in his race. You can see him smiling and laughing. His fists are in the air, cheering his mate on. And, that's what just racing is all about, mate. You got to cheer your mates on. Make sure we all get to the end of the finish line and have a good time.
And still massive battle going on here for P3. And nobody's giving up. They are fighting corner after corner.
Yeah, it's really good to see that Kompatanatakul has managed to stay on the back end of that number 1 kart. It looked as if Hiroyuki Saka was that little bit quicker than him when he was behind him. But, that could be just to do with him being easier to follow than to lead. Because right now, Kompatanatakul is really sticking with this bloke.
They do. And as their two are fighting, Melvin Moe is obviously increasing his lead.
Yep, so right now, Melvin Moe with the fastest lap of a 48.633. Fastest man on the circuit right now. Just 100th of a second off him is Tadeusz Lee. And right now we're looking at Hiroyuki Saka, and on that last lap there was 0.3 of a second separating the Japanese man and Kompatanatakul, but on that last lap there was 0.7, and he's made 0.4 up on him, but they still look pretty close, and it's not over for Kompatanatakul, is it?
It's not over, and it seems like he's giving signs to his crew, and he's jumping up and down in his kart, but still leading and fast as ever before.
Well, the thing is they try and do that to try and reduce the weight in the kart for that split second while they're under acceleration. So these guys are trying everything to get that speed out of that go-kart. We still look at our Kompatanatakul right here in kart 9. And while we're watching these guys, we see Peter Chua passing on Hiroyuki Saka and Kompatanatakul. Oh, no, number 10, it looks like he's got a mechanical flag of some sort, so something is wrong with that go-kart, and Peter Chua, unfortunately, won't be finishing that race there.
Just went into the pits.
Yeah, so Melvin Moe still leading that charge in Kart 3, going down into T8. You can see the track has rubbered up massively since the start of here this weekend. And, you know, this rubber is really helping the grip and improving the driving experience, isn't it, Ramon?
It is, and you can see very beautiful here on the white paint of this Singtel advertisement how black it is and how much rubber is on the circuit just now for this last race today.
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, rubber on the track does make these race car drivers happy. Obviously grips up and gives them faster lap times, allowing them to get the best performance out of the car that they can muster.
But you can just beautiful to see Melvin Moe here.
Oh.
Melvin Moe just into turn 8, exit turn 8. And as we speak.
So right now we get a picture of Melvin Moe and Thaddeus Lee, and that gap is still 2.4 seconds. Thaddeus is not giving up on this at all. He wants to go quicker and quicker and quicker.
Beautiful, just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it is...
Ladies and gentlemen, just enjoy these pictures for a moment. That's racing, that's kart racing to its very, very extent.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great to see the skyline of Suntec City in the background there. Suntec, when it was built, was Asia's largest convention center, and it's still pretty damn big, along with Citibank just behind us here as well. So a great skiddy skyline pictures. And right now, Kompatanataku did get in front of Hiroyuki Saka just a last lap. Unfortunately, we weren't following it at the time. But these guys are really giving us the battle of a lifetime here right now. And it's great to see. These guys are just matching each other lap for lap, lap for lap. And they're just going as hard as they can.
12 more laps to go, and hopefully 12 more laps of this beautiful fight here for P3.
Oh, that's pretty close right there as we see those guys just touching from the rear right of Kompatanataku to the front left of Hiroyuki Saka. So this is really close. What they don't want to do is touch each other. Hiroyuki would not want to touch Kompatanataku. It's going to scrub up his momentum and put some serious distance between these two guys. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this goes.
Beautiful. These guys know what they're doing. They can handle these karts to an extent. It's incredible. Just a fastest lap by Thaddeus Lee with a 48.485.
Yeah, well, you know, there is no argument that Kompatanataku is really one of the talented guys here in Singapore at the moment. And, you know, we've watched him come from strength to strength. I remember in round 2, we saw him challenge the boys, Amin Nozilan and John Lee from Drakkar Racing previously. And, he's done very well. He's growing from strength to strength. And, he doesn't do it right every time. But, wow, look how close these guys are right now. And the precision of this driving. Fantastic stuff.
Fantastic stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us on YouTube, just make sure you're coming down to see this live. Next season, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Well said, mate. The way this has been set up, very special thank you to all the guys here that have put this together. It's been a sensational event. We've done 3 out of the 5 rounds this year on the Grand Prix circuit, and it's very, very likely that the SKC will not go back to 650-meter Duron track anymore after this awesome, awesome experience. So right now we've got Kompatanataku still leading Hiroyuki, and they've traded a mistake each earlier in this race, and now there's all to play for. We haven't seen a mistake in a few laps from either drivers. These guys are digging deep. These guys are in the zone.
Bumper to bumper as they go down to turn 8.
And Hiroyuki Saka. Hiroyuki Saka has made a move on the inside on turn 8 and has gotten past Kompatanatakul. So Kompatanatakul is now down into 4th place, but they're going bumper to bumper. Is the SKC driver going to make a move again? Oh! And he gets past him before the braking zone. Fantastic stuff from Kompatanatakul.
Beautiful.
I mean, this has just been the battle of today, hasn't it, mate? I mean, these guys have changed positions at least 3 or 4 times by now. There was a little bit of schmozzle that went down in turn 1 at the start of the race, but these guys got out clean, made the right decision of which side of the track to take. Sometimes it's a 50-50, and Hiroyuki looks like he could be making another move again. Not quite close enough.
But this is his corner, definitely. Definitely. We're going to see where this is going to end. 7 more laps to go. More excitement to come.
So right now, the gap between these guys is 0.2 of a second. I don't think you can get any closer than that unless you're running side to side.
It's not a drag race yet, Julie.
All right, now Kompatanatakul taking a slightly shallower line. Definitely lost a little bit of apex speed on that corner. We saw Hiroyuki Saka just close into him, had to get his foot off the power for a split second to make sure they didn't run into him and lose that momentum. Is he going to go for a dive move into here? We've seen him do it before. Not quite. You know, I wonder whether Hiroyuki right now is just lining him up on purpose. He knows that every time he goes past him, he just passes him again. And it looks like he's going to make a move here right now. They're going into turn 1. Hiroyuki Saka's on the inside line. Oh! Kompatanatakul double backs him out of the...
Beautiful.
Out of the hairpin, and Kompatanatakul advantage. Still in 3rd place.
We couldn't have write a better script. We could not see this coming. This is just...
Oh, he's going to try again.
Oh.
He's going to try again on the inside in turn 3. Kompatanatakul was asleep there. He left the door wide open. But right now, I bet you he's awake.
He must be awake right now. 5 more laps to go.
Yeah, meanwhile, Okamoto in 5th place takes the fastest lap of the race at a 48.376. Right now, back to Hiroyuki versus Kompatanatakul. Kompatanatakul now making another move right here. They're coming right down.
Looking at each other.
Hiroyuki looks around going, no, no, not again. What's going on? You know, they've only got 5 laps to go, Ramon, which means these guys are going to have to start thinking strategy. It's obvious that both guys with no mistakes are just as quick as each other right now. But who gets to overtake the guy last before they get another shot?
Again, do you want to be in the lead or you want to be following?
That is the question, isn't it? Right now, Kompatanatakul did take a defensive line there, but check it out. Just in front of him. That's Peter Chua in car 10. Is traffic going to make a difference to this battle? Oh.
Yet again.
Hiroyuki Saka takes that position back. Man, wow, they get to overtake each other every lap.
Every lap, and it's not over yet. You again. We are not allowed to use the word starts with F here, right? But this would be...
Yeah, well, you know, what's happening right now? What's happening right now is that Hiroyuki Saka is making that big move in on Kompatanatakul, but maybe he's just overcommitted that pace into the corner, and he can't quite get the pace to get back out of there. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this all goes. There's only 3 laps left remaining in this race. Advantage Kompatanatakul.
But as you just said, Peter Chow is there, and he could be race deciding.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes the back markers do decide what happens. And right now, Peter Chua has put his head down, so he may not know that these guys are right behind him. The blue flags are out, so he now knows that somebody is there. He's not quite sure how far they are. And he moves over
beautiful.
clean. No problem. Great driving there from Peter Chua. It's not just about going fast. It's about putting in the good race for everybody to have that good race. Peter Chua has done just that. Right behind him, Manon Maestro. Oh no, that's car 2 of Okamoto that goes past Peter Chua. So right now it's Kompata Natakul versus Hiroyuki Saka. There's only 1 lap to go right now. All right, this is going to be interesting. Kompata Natakul has to try and block him. He's going to be so close to him. Can he make the move here now?
Oh.
All right, now we switch back to Melvin Moe. And just for the viewers, while the screens have changed, terribly sorry about that. We've got Kompa Natsukul still leading the charge over Saka.
They're still very close together.
So Melvin Moe, he's turning into turn 2 for the last time on his last lap, the fastest lap of 48.267. Thaddeus Lee is right there in second place in kart number 8. Great driving there from Thaddeus. Melvin even better right now. This guy is dominating them. No mistakes, no brain farts here today. He's on to turn 8 right now, going through the chicane for the last time in the season finale of the SKC. And the checkered flag comes down. It's a race win for Melvin Moe. Great stuff there from the Malaysian driver. Thaddeus Lee redeems his results here in second place. And right now, the next fight is for third. Sensing Kompata Natakua loses out. Going around right there. Oh, unbelievable stuff. So Hiroyuki Saka finishes in third. Okamoto was all the way from the back doing fastest lap after fastest lap during the race. Managed to get Kompata in fourth. Okamoto in fourth. Kompata in fifth. Manon Maestro, the only female in the race, in sixth place. Martin Karu in seventh. And Peter Chua in eighth. For the DNFs here for the last race of the day, we have Chia Wing Hong and Amin Nozelan. Unbelievable stuff there, Ramon, and great race in there. Unfortunately, Amin Nozelan going out in the first lap along with Chia Wing Hong 1 lap later. So great race in there, and wow, championship decided, man. It's a little bit funny that the season's ended, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I just joined today, but it's been amazing. So
what am I going to do on the off season, dude? I didn't really know.
getting up to speed for the next PCCA.
Oh yeah, right.
Season.
Carrera Cup.
Yeah.
Carrera Cup.
Only 4 months.
All right, folks. So a great race in there, and just in a moment, please all gather down to the pit lane for the prize presentations. We'll see you in just a moment.
Thank you very much, Yui.